Yeah, put a one down into the building. You guys can hear and or see us. All right. Shout out to the gang. I don't know how many. I see a couple of chats that's not in there right now. I don't know if you guys can hear and see us real quick. As per usual, let us know. All right. And then we're going to get this show on the road. You understand me? Look, you got comments coming in already. Look at
Hey.
I saw that sweet, beautiful white gal on the cover. I had to slide through to get a closer peek. Yeah, shout out to the spoken word. Guys, even one down. Diego, I know you left a one before I even went live. You stay lying to me. Shout out Patreon gang into the building. You understand what I'm saying? Guys, let me know if you guys can hear and or see me. We're going to get this conversation started. We're going to get it popping here today. It is Red Cup Talk.
Cheers.
Salud. Cheers. 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 Boom. Let's get this conversation going. Guys, leave a one down into the building if you guys can hear and see me. And we're going to get this conversation kicked off. Whoa. I just saw a whole bunch of, messages. Okay, we're good. We're live. I think that we're live. Anyway, Kenny, what's up? How are you? Let me see. Jafweekwa, wagwan people. I see you in the building. What's good, Uncle Chris? How are you? Jeremy, how are you? Lee, how are you? Okay, that's a pretty white woman. We're gonna get it here today. Stop sipping. Stop sipping. Relax. All right? Relax. All right? We got to make sure that the words and the actions are deserving. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? No bones thrown over here. Kenny, stop it. All right? Hold on. Where's my soundboard at? We got to put you on. Hold up. Where's it at? Hold up. Oh, hold up. We put you on trial here today.
Oh gosh.
The
pressure.
No, it's gonna be fun. I'm just messing with you. It's gonna be fun. DMJ was good. Introspective was good, my G. What's good, my G? How are you? Damon, I see you. Kenny, I appreciate the $2 super chat, my G. Appreciate the one. That means you guys can hear and see me. Wash Gamer was good. Jack Daniels was good. Bunny.
So observant.
Right, yeah. Listen, my subs got eyes. Okay, they can see. Salvatore, how are you? Hey, love your show. I appreciate that, my G. We're gonna get it started here today. We're gonna get in there today. You understand what I'm saying? Notification gang in the building. Knack back. Alibaba, what's good? How are you? Yeah, let's bring it in here. All right, guys, real quick. We got a couple of housekeeping items. Number one, did you guys see the live stream from last night? We went in, okay? Or I went in. I'm saying I went in, but y'all went in as well. The conversation was extremely dope. We was talking about that, what's her name? Simone B and that 9 to 5, her not wanting the 9 to 5, the implications of that within a dating culture, right? I thought it was a really dope live stream and conversation. So feel free to go back to that after this live stream is done and get yourselves caught up. Second thing that I wanted to say, listen, as you guys get in this goddamn chat room, you already know what the cover charge is, okay? Hit that like button, all right? Hit that like button. All of y'all are the notification gang, so hit that like button. It's the least that y'all can do, okay? I'm charging admission from here on out. You understand what I'm saying?
Feels fair.
They got to hit that like button.
Hit that like.
All right.
Absolutely.
They got to hit that like button. Third thing I wanted to go through real quick. We got to get through the housekeeping items like this because I want to get into this conversation here today. You understand what I'm saying? I always go through these housekeeping items.
It's cool.
But sometimes they take like 15 minutes or so. I want to get right into the conversation. As I talked about last night, next Friday, Red Cup Talent Show. Listen, if you got a YouTube channel, you do music, right? You do poetry. You got some service, right? In your city, you got some type of product that you've created, right? All of these different things, try to package what that is into either a pitch or like between, let's say, 3 to 7 minutes worth of a pitch of demonstrating what your talent is. If you're a singer, You understand what I'm saying? Just come through and then, sing something, right? Or if you want to play something pre-recorded, absolutely. Let's do that. That's next Friday, June 19th. This is me. This is one of the many ways that I'm trying to show appreciation for all of y'all as well, being a part of the family. You understand what I'm saying? Red Cup Talent Show. Let me know. And listen, the value and the strength of that conversation is really going to be predicated off of those that want to sign up and for those that want to come in and show their talents. You understand what I'm saying? So be ready. All right. Be prepared. Let's do that conversation. And I'll determine based off of the value of the talent show and that conversation, whether or not we're going to continue to do that into the future. You understand what I'm saying? So I wanted to go through that. All right. I gotta get started, and then I'm gonna introduce you because a lot of these folks, you did a live stream with us before, but it was you and then Rocky.
Yeah. That
was in it, right? So this is the first time that we're doing it, just me and you.
That's true. Facts. All right.
So listen,
been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a whole bunch of months. So we're gonna get in there. Let me start off appropriately. Okay. Pardon the masculinity. What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Guitar Reviews and Reviews, back in here with one more video or live stream. Joining us today, a very special guest, Liz.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm doing great.
You doing all right?
Yeah, no complaints.
You nervous?
I wouldn't say nervous.
Okay.
I'll be curious where the conversation goes. It'll be great.
I think, because we've done this before, but it wasn't just me and you before.
That's true.
So
I had my other girl with me.
Yeah.
So it was like girl gang.
Yeah. So now that y'all can't gang up on me. Right. so now that y'all can't gang up on me, we got to have a conversation about it. But, salute to the bravery. Okay. Because sometimes it turns into the den of the wolves up here. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes they go in. You understand what I'm saying? So
indeed, I do.
So we're going to go in there. We're going to try to hit this conversation the best that we absolutely can. The dating red flags. Okay. We wanted to go through it. So here's how we're going to run this conversation, guys. Here's how we're going to run this conversation. Before the stream, I said, listen, I think it'll be dope to talk about this because Liz is relatively recently outside of a relationship, right? So now you're getting back into the dating game.
Yeah.
You're getting back into the dating game, right? So within that, you are now beginning to meet new people.
Yeah.
And I thought that it would be dope if we can go over kind of from your perspective, your dating red flags. We'll talk about it. You have like a numbered list. And then you could talk about it from a male's, right? Dudes trying to date you. Yeah. And then I'm gonna come back with my numbered list, my red flags, right? Now, listen, guys, like at the end of the day, my purposes for dating might be way different than her purposes for dating. Okay. So at the end of the day, depending upon the things that I say might have a different intended goal or outcome. But for me, these are things that I'm looking at and I'm just looking at them like, okay. Now, based off of how I'm thinking about it, will either downgrade them to just viscosity or I'll friend zone them. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at my list. How are you looking at your red flags list?
Yeah, I would say it's mostly the things that are just driving me crazy as I'm getting back into the dating world and categorizing them after whatever that transaction looks like. So are they even somebody I could be friends with, honestly? Okay.
And I think this is an important conversation to have too, because she might name some shit and I'm like, I don't know about that one. That might just be a man being a man. You understand what I'm saying? So, and maybe she'll do the same thing to me. Yeah. Sound good?
Fair.
All right. With that being said, I saw a couple of chats coming in. I want to be able to hit this couple of super chats and we're going to get right into the conversation. Shout out to Jack Daniels. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Oh, whoa, she's brave. See?
Thank you.
That's you got to give kudos. Yeah, go ahead. Namaste.
Namaste. Yes. I'm coming with peace.
Yeah, there it is. She's coming with peace. Because she's seen some of the chat. She watches how y'all savages go in, but she's coming into the den. She's coming into the den of the thieves. All right, we're gonna talk about it.
All good.
Salute to the bravery. A lot of folks don't understand how nerve-wracking this can actually be.
That's fair. I mean, it is a large audience, so I appreciate everybody's perspective.
And
it's just me, so it's cool.
There it is. Listen, if not for me, throw a like on the video for Liz. All right, she's coming through today. You know, she's coming through today to share her perspective, and we're gonna get in there. You understand me? Shout out again to Jack Daniels. I appreciate the $5 super chat, my G. Oh, Solo TT 84. What's up, my G? How are you? About time, my G. Shout out to Solo. A couple of months ago, Solo was like, listen, you need to get some of the non-melanated members of this world onto the channel. I said, my G, Solo, you are correct. You are correct. Shout out to Solo. Everybody in the chat already knows Solo. If you guys don't know Solo, how dare you? Don't disrespect this portion of YouTube and not show the greats they're just doing their respect. You understand me? Don't disrespect. Go over there, subscribe to my man. Hit on the alert buttons because only the alert button matters. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Solo. He's actually in Minneapolis. For folks that do not know Solo, he's in Minnie. Has been doing a great job filming the the result of all the BS. You understand? So shout out to you, Solo. I appreciate you 100. All right. Shout out to Demon Days. Bro, how did that intro slap come about? All right, let me tell that quick story and we'll get right to the. Yeah, that's a good question. Let me tell guys. So when I had so I used to record videos where it would go directly from the visual and the audio would go from the computer. And then if I'm reacting to a video, I would record it on my computer. So I'd have two resources. I'd have the video, the visual and the audio, and then the video and the audio of the video that I'm reacting to. And then I have to go back later and then combine the resources together. The best way for me to do that was to do a slap or like a loud noise in the beginning of it so that I can match up the audio files with the visual files where it was succinct. That's how it came about. So I would slap, but that's the reason why, like in a movie, they say action. That's why, so that they can all, you know, so they can hear the slap. And then from a meter's perspective, they can match all the audio with the visual together. That's how it started. And then it just created its own shit on top of that. And then I added in the part of the masculinity on top of that. It's just, you know, hashtag progress over perfection. You understand what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, yeah. And then also I was always a fan of the Hodge twins growing up. You know, this is pre-conservative Hodge twins. But I was always a fan of them, and I always appreciated and respected their intro. So it was kind of a component of the two. Shout out to Demon Days. I appreciate the question, my G. Throw a like on the video because a lot of you bastards didn't know that answer. So I would appreciate you guys throwing a like on the video before we get into the content. You understand what I'm saying? We got over 150 people that's down in here. We got not even 60 likes. Let's get them likes up. All right, let's get them likes up, and then we're gonna get it started. All right. And also, too, in the meantime, I'm letting your blood pressure go down. All right, you
We're good. I could probably like.
What was the heart monitor say?
Let's see.
Her heart rate.
My resting is usually 54. It's 80 right now.
Okay.
I'm a little bit nervous.
You're a little bit nervous
according to my heart rate.
Yeah. We got you. We got you. It's nothing to be worried about. We're gonna treat you nicely over here. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna treat you nicely.
It's a safe space.
So also too, so can we also talk just real quick before we get started as the likes are starting to build up? Appreciate it, guys. You know, dating actually, so like, where's your family from? Can we talk about that and use general location, right? Like,
yeah,
right. We're in the Midwest right now, but like, what's your ethnicity?
Yeah, so my heritage is a lot of Western and Eastern European, if that's what we're talking. I don't really know as much about when and where they came from, if that's what you mean.
Well, I remember you saying like German.
Yeah, I do have some of that heritage. But, you know, I just actually did Ancestry maybe last year.
Did you? Okay.
And I really want to dive into it more. I have an aunt who has a better breakdown of like our genealogy and when things have happened and when we shifted. I've got a lot of family still out on the East Coast. So shout out, especially New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So many people out there still. And that's really where we were for a good while. But yeah, I don't know as much about it as I'd like to. So still got to learn.
Still got to learn. That's what's up. And I heard with the ancestries, if you have someone that's like related to you that also did it, then they can match the DNA.
It's so cool. Yeah.
So
there's like recommendations. Yeah, I actually was. Somebody that I didn't know in Pennsylvania. So
That's
I found
what's up.
like a distant cousin of sort.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Lighten up the stream a little bit.
Hey.
Yeah, I got to do it too because my family is, I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but like my mom is born in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Okay, that's where the curly hair comes from, right? So like I'm like a quarter Puerto Rican. I'm a quarter Taminian. She's West Indian and Puerto Rican, and then my dad was adopted and has less knowledge about where like his heritage is from. So like I don't know, right? Like so my knowledge really goes up to his grandfather, who he's only had pictures of. So yeah, so. It'd be interesting if I do. I find out like there's people on the East Coast that I'm related to that just kind of look like me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's coming into the building. As you guys come in, let me put this banner down in here. Like the video, would wholeheartedly appreciate that. Got to make sure we get the likes up. All right. Hold up. I saw another super chat that was coming in. Shout out to Dead Yet Alive. Let's go. Ready for the 6 hour. Negativity. Ain't no 6 hour live. You bastards. Hey,
Dang,
did you know that?
What time it is?
Yo, they be holding me. They be holding me hostage. Did I tell you that?
No.
They hold me hostage. They be holding me like 5-6 hours.
It's like past my bedtime by that.
Dog, I be like, yo, let me go. No, I bang with them. I stay here through my own fruition. That's because the conversation's turned
So
up.
good.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had to be truthful because they're gonna be like, yeah, shut up, you lying. You understand me? But shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate the $2 super chat as well. It's just, I enjoy the conversations, so it ends up keeping me here. However, this will not be a 5-6. It's beautiful outside. We gotta go outside. It's still light outside. We're gonna condense this conversation as best as we can. I would guess to say it's gonna be under 2 hours. What you say?
I bet that sounds about right.
Okay.
About 2 hours. The thing is, though, the conversation could always continue for forever.
It could always.
So we'll just have to, use our judgment and figure out what makes sense tonight.
Well, what always messes me up is when I open up the phone lines.
Oh.
Yeah, when I open up the phone lines, then the conversations just turn up, and then you know what I'm saying, and then like it brings up another topic in the conversation that we got to hit. So like we'll try to keep it in a very succinct manner. Shout out, guys. I'm looking at the likes. I'm like, yo, why are we not over 100 likes? You understand? We got almost 200 people in here. Why are we not over 100 likes? Come on. Let's ear hustlers. Let's talk about it. Once we get to 100 likes, we're going to start the conversation. We're going to get down in here. We're going to get down in here. All right. Let's get to over 100 likes, and the conversation that should always be my prerequisite. 100 likes, and then the conversation starts. Okay. Yeah. Well, wholeheartedly appreciate it. Your boy out here working hard for y'all. You understand me? Yes. In order to bring the conversations that I think are relevant and matter to each and every one of you from diverse opinions as well. So Liz, I appreciate you coming through because we got to be able to get this conversation popping. You understand? We were talking about some stuff earlier and she named like 1 or 2 things that was a red flag. Mind you, I don't know where the rest of her stuff is. And when she named it, I thought to myself, ooh, it might be ethnic differences as to the reason as to why that is. You see what I'm saying? And I think like, the majority of people that look like me were not brought up in 2-parent households. Mm-hmm. So I think that can we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Shout out to everybody. I'm looking down in here right now. I see over 100 likes, so we're going to get this conversation started. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate the love, the support, and the respect. Also, too, I'm going to make sure that I get the survey tool ready, okay? I'm going to make sure we get the survey tool ready because I want input from the audience as well. I don't know if you knew that, but I do surveys.
I like it. That's great. Get that feedback.
You got to get the in-person feedback. All right. Again, title of the video, The Dating Red Flags. Do you want to start or you want me to start?
Oh, gosh. I'll start with one.
Okay.
And then we'll build. I know that there's so many.
Okay.
But
go ahead.
The first one is because I am really good at sharing things and having an emotional connection with people. So one of the things that I have encountered is when the person I'm dating is a little bit over the top with how much emotion they might share.
Oh, well, wait, hold on. Oh,
no, not to be.
You gonna red pill all of them already out the gate?
So
out the gate.
The thing this. There is a line of what's appropriate, in my opinion,
Talk about
and
it.
what's not maybe the best thing to say after dating somebody a handful of times. So what I would say is, from a recent dating experience that I had, it was a few weeks. We had gone on a few different dates, and this individual really enjoyed FaceTime, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. But on FaceTime, I was put on the spot when he said, "I love you."
How long were you dating him?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it was the most uncomfortable thing because he could read my face. It was very clear that I was shocked, surprised, and scared. I'm like, why are we not on the same page? Like, we've had a nice time, but why? Why did you have to ruin it? Is how I was feeling. And I'm sure my face was saying it too, because I'm just like over here holding the phone like, oh, wow. I didn't say it back.
Wait. So let me try to get the timeline of events.
Yes.
This was 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Right. You was into the conversation with him dating.
Yeah.
How many dates within that 3 weeks?
I would say probably 5 times is how many times we saw each other, but we would text frequently. Now, this is another piece of it. So maybe this is why he thought it was validated. We knew each other earlier than that. So he wasn't totally new. We had known each other since maybe high school. Nonetheless, that was a little bit more emotion than I was needing or ready for in the dating world.
Okay. Now, real quick, also, too, can you also describe your dating preference? Just so that they,
So I want to make it a clear two-way street here.
Okay.
So I have only been asked on a date by one other person who is white. So that's what I think, he's trying to get at here.
Okay.
This is a Black individual that I am talking about.
Okay.
Yes. This is true. Yes.
Okay.
So
I think that's key. I think it's key. Okay. So
yes.
This brother,
yes.
3 weeks into the conversation, is saying, "I love you."
Correct.
And then you got disgusted.
I wouldn't say totally disgusted. I was nervous though, because I'm like, wow, we're not here. Like, we're not there emotionally. In my opinion, this is not where we were. We're like just starting to get to know each other and go on dates.
Here's
like, why did we have to say I love you?
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to send him my channel after we're done with this conversation.
So he knows.
Yeah, just because I feel like he lost it. Now, would you say, like, before he uttered those disgusting words to you that early, would you say that you were actually interested in him before he got overly emotional with you?
We started to have some conversations. There were other red flags that I'll get into for sure. But there were things that were making it go slower maybe than he was hopeful for. So
3 weeks in?
But yeah.
Okay.
That's just too soon.
Yeah.
I like to know where people are, and I love the emotion. I love having real interactions and appreciating, how people feel. But that was a red flag for me.
Yeah. I mean, he sounds like the type that, puts women way on high on a pedestal, that he feels like he's grateful to be in your presence, right? And he feels as though the only way that he can show that, the best way that he can show that, is what he learned on a Disney movie 27 years ago, which is to commit his ever loving and undying love for you, and to be able to do it as early as possible. That's what it sounded like to me. That's why he's got to be shown my video. You understand me? Any other things to share that you feel, or are they other points within there? Because I feel like at the end of the day, 3 weeks in, whether it's a girl doing it to a guy, that shit is weird, or a guy doing that, which I think is way more weird, is a guy saying that to a woman that early. I feel like it's a definite red flag.
Yeah.
I feel like collision averted.
Yeah, I'm curious too, with your reaction. And I saw there was commentary about, if there was any sex in there or whatnot. And I'm wondering, from your perspective, would that alter how you would react if a female said that after you guys had sex?
After we had sex and she said, "I love you," after 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a red flag. I mean,
still a red flag.
Well, here's the thing. Now in those 3 weeks, how many dates has it been?
About 5.
Here's the thing. What's my intention with her, right?
Right.
So if my intention was to get, it was for pure viscosity. You understand what I'm saying? It was for pure viscosity. Now she's saying I love you. Like I may want to then distance myself, right? But if this is like, I don't know, if it's someone who, has a good head on her shoulders and you know what? It's a red flag. I'm sorry. It's too much too soon. It's too much too soon. I don't, and I don't bang with that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't bang with that. Now, listen. Now, is it indicative of how much you actually like? Like, let's say that, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, he was 10, creme de la creme, like exactly what you were looking for. Gray head on his shoulders, is willing to ride for you, and you had no questions in your mind, and he did the same thing 3 weeks in.
I don't think you can know that 3 weeks in though.
Okay.
So that's where I have a hard time with it. You can know you might be interested and you might have alignment on things.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could say for sure, like, oh yeah, he tried, because we've gone on a handful of dates. Like, I don't really know you yet. So then I question, what are your real intentions? Because that's not what I actually wanted to hear.
That's so
he
early.
Screwed it up.
Like. Yeah, that's super early. Let's give a
damn son, where'd you find this?
To that, yeah, damn son, and then that brother right there. Hold on, I see a super chat that came in. Here's the thing. I think whether or not it's 3 weeks in, 3 months in, or 3 years in, like you have to be the best spearhead of understanding crazy. Like I named this chat. I named the video, the live stream, the red flags. 3 weeks into me is a goddamn red flag. Whether or not your intention is relationship or your intention is the viscosity or right, like that's early for anybody. You falling that emotionally head over heels over someone leads me to believe that your decision-making capabilities when your logic is needed may not be the strongest.
Yep. Because
you're gonna rely on your dirty emotions from my perspective. Shout out to Razil. Patreon gang in the building. If it was Leo DiCaprio, Idris Elba, Tom Cruise, or Brad Pitt, who very your celebrity crush.
Whoever
your celebrity crush is, would it be okay for him to say I love you after 3 weeks?
I'd still say no. Not to say I wouldn't bang, but
talk about it. Right, but that's the thing.
I mean, I'm not.
But that's the thing.
I'm not saying it's okay to say I love you.
Yeah.
So it's different. You gotta separate.
You just gotta separate it. So at the point that I love you comes after 3 weeks, they fall down to the tier.
Red flag it.
It's a red flag. You just notated. That's back here in the data bank. You understand?
Yeah. And then you have to be real careful with what else you allow to happen, because they're already really in there too much.
There it is. You understand? Listen, the chat going off. Ding, ding, ding. Look at the chat going off. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, that was your first one. Okay. Shout out to Brazil. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Guys, feel free to keep on sending the questions in. We could take pauses and look at all of the different questions that are coming in. Hold up, I just saw one that just came in. Shout out to Dead Yet Alive. Also, guys, throw a like on the goddamn video. We appreciate it wholeheartedly. Let me get this banner off of the screen. Rose said, never tell a woman I love you first. I don't know who Rossi is. A woman loves it when she has to wonder, work for your love. When you do tell her, do it during viscosity giving. What you think about that?
I don't know if I want. I mean, the first time for somebody to say I love you would be fine during said activity, but I wouldn't really take it that seriously because it just feels good right then, and you might say anything. So I don't think we're in our right mind in the midst of sexual activities to be able to say what emotion you truly feel. But I don't know if I always want to.
But do you think love during a sexual activity is really true love, or is that lust?
Yeah, that's that's that lust stuff. That's where that emotion isn't so clear. You just like how you feel. It could also be love, but it just might really be good activity.
That's a good point. I feel like a part of the problem that we have is, especially dudes, they're unable to separate love from lust, right? They think that the lust is love, but those are very different feelings and emotions. I think like you can have love without viscosity, in my opinion, right? I think if someone says it to you for the first time, like they're just in love with your viscosity, you see? And and they talking about that specific to that act, right? So, all right, I'm like watching checks, make sure I'm not missing any of these super chats. Shout out to Dead Yet Alive. Here's the thing, and I do think that like dudes should reserve emotions out of situations as long as they goddamn can. I feel like a man is never going to garner you being the apple of her eye if you're working from an emotional basis. Okay. What do you think about the statement? I think that women find a dude, a strong masculine dude who is well within his logic, his purpose, his why in life, right? You ask him, you know, what do you like to do in life? And he can answer it succinctly because he has gone through, and he's not living like by everyone else's description of life, right? Like, but he creates it for himself. If you, right, I'm gonna get your initial thoughts.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's absolutely something I appreciate in somebody.
Okay. That was a given answer. I feel like that was too easy of an answer. I feel like I led you down an easy path.
You led me right to yes, I agree.
I'm gonna try not to do that again.
This is important.
No more easy questions.
Tell me about yourself and what you believe in.
No more easy questions. All right, we're going back in there. Shout out to Dead Yet Alive. I appreciate the $5 super chat. All right, you ready for my first one?
Let's do it. Oh boy.
Here goes my first red. And this is in no particular order. So you guys got to sit back and wait for them all. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the first thing. The first red flag for me that I'll call out, again, in no particular order. There is some indication that her life is surrounded in drama. Okay. There was some indication that drama is in and around her life. Okay. You got to look for the key words, look for the key actions, right? For example, I went on a date with this one young lady, and all she could really talk about is work problems. All she could talk about was like all of these work problems. And then there was like one thing after another. Here's the thing. If you're describing problem after problem, and it's always other people's faults, every single situation is always someone else's fault, right? I went on another date with this other young lady, and she told me that like we were walking down the street, and then there was this bar over there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, have you ever been?" It's a poppin' spot. She was like, "I haven't been there in a long time." I said, "Well, why have you been there?" She said, "Well, the last time I was there, I was fighting." I said, "What? Like, you know, you got in a fight with like your homegirl or something like that, like a verbal fight?" She was like, "No, like, you know, it was me and my sister, and like, you know, we was coming out, and then some people, so this whole crew was saying some shit into the club, and then we went outside, we took it outside, and then." You know, we just got it popping out. You know, my face was all fucked up, and I'm sitting here looking at her like, "Oh, okay, you've just demoted yourself to pure viscosity. Pure viscosity." You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a red flag to me. If I hear anything that pertains to drama, like you know, like. And it just seems like they can't identify. Number one, when you're first meeting them, why are they sitting well within being able to tell you like all of this negativity? That means that they're this type of people that walk around with like a cloud over their head. You never want to be around people that walk around with clouds over their heads. Okay. All right. You don't want to be next to cup half empty people. You want cup half full people around you at all times. All times. You understand me? Because the more cup half empty, they will anchor you down. You know what I'm saying? With their bullshit in your life. So, boom, that is my first one. That is my first one. All right. I saw some super chats coming. Shout out to Leo Anthony. Appreciate the $5 super chat, my G. Shout out to E-Man Perry. You were shot. You knew him since high school. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. So that was somebody that had been friends with an individual I actually dated in high school. So maybe I was off limits. So, to your point, maybe it was a lusting after activity that was longer than I was appreciative of. So good perspective, actually.
There it is.
Yeah. However, if you're dating somebody that you're really excited that you finally had the opportunity to date, then maybe that's a conversation where you explain that you've had feelings for them, for a while, or that you've always paid attention or this or that, and don't maybe jump into the I love you activity so soon.
So let me
ask valid.
So let me ask you a question. So after he did that hellacious act, what happened? Did you dead the situation?
Yeah, I tried to slowly fade back, which was not very successful at first. And then it came to a spearhead with a confrontation of sorts.
Okay.
That we disagreed on. And
so did you do additional dates after?
No, we didn't see each other in person after that. We talked on the phone.
So I already know what happened. Let's get specific from my perspective. That's women speak. Hold on. I just saw you right there. Here's what happened. I'm gonna say what I think that you're saying, and then you started to disrespect him, and I say that from the perspective of he's trying to set up dates to go out somewhere, and you giving him the we'll see.
Yeah.
Got him. Listen.
Well,
like he's trying to set up dates. You're like, well, I thought I'd be free here tonight.
So I was out of town for one of the weeks, the first week after. Mind you, it's been 3 weeks. So then, the next week I happen to be out of town. And then it's like, oh, we should do Thanksgiving together. And I was like, oh.
Oh, he was trying to see the fam.
I'm like, I don't just do Thanksgiving with anybody. Not to say you're just anybody, because we had tried to date, a few times. I get it. But I don't bring people around unless it's something really serious. So I didn't want him at my Thanksgiving with my families because I have divorced parents who host two different Thanksgiving activities. And I wasn't going to invite anybody to them.
Okay. So what happened was, so here's the timeline of events.
And then it did it.
He got emotionally invested.
Yes.
He thought he found the one for him for the rest of his life.
Aww.
But by professing that, made you not want to respect his time with him. So then you were trying to get out the situation ever so slightly, but it came to a head during a holiday where he was saying, but I love you though. Let's go out to your Thanksgiving with your two families.
Yes.
And you deaded it, and then he got angry.
Yes.
Did he get emotional in that angry, or did he just let it go?
Very emotional. It was unfortunate.
Which made you disrespect him less. I mean, he can't even get the viscosity anymore. You see, at this point.
Nope.
Did he cry?
I had seen him cry, yes. On FaceTime. Remember, he really liked FaceTime, so it was just all out there. But, I'm not there anymore, so it's cool.
Boundaries.
Good word.
Boundaries. You're 3 weeks in, my G. Just fumbled at the goal line. Just fumbling at the. Oh, he cried. Just fumbled it. Listen, have a good cry on your own before you give it a call, right? Like if you don't feel like you can have a. Was he younger than you?
No, he's a year older.
Oh God. Send him my videos, please. Send him my videos. Do you think it was real tears? Because I know some dudes will try to manipulate a situation with fake tears.
I don't know.
You weren't even gonna play into the tears.
I didn't need to know. No.
So literally, he had his face up to the camera, just tears.
Ugly tears. Yeah. I ugly cry too sometimes.
You're a lady,
but not in front of people either. Usually.
Listen, listen. Listen. Let me keep it funky. Let me keep it clear. There's nothing wrong with a dude that cries. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying in order to attract the opposite sex in the beginning, you don't. right? Like there's certain boundaries that you do not cross. You understand what I'm saying? There's certain boundaries. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes. 3 weeks in. We're 3 months, maybe get a little more emotional. Okay. 3 years. Cry in front of me if you want. That's cool. Like, totally different place.
Shout out to Will Flint. Appreciate the $2 super chat. Poor money management and poor work ethic. Yeah, those are goddamn flags for me. Those are goddamn flags for me. I see some hold on, let me see what's going on down here. Okay, we got some moderation going on. Introspective male, I appreciate you, my G. Poor money management and poor work ethic. Yeah, facts. At the end of the day, big red flags. That was actually gonna be. That's actually one of my numbers down in here. You ready to go for mine? Did you just say one and then I said?
You haven't. We haven't elaborated on yours actually very much.
No. I said dramas, and I told the story about fighting.
Yeah, and I do agree. Yeah. Have we gotten too much elaboration on that?
No. Well, we can move back to yours, or do you want me to double back into another one and then we'll go back to yours?
Either way is good.
Yeah. So let me do this one. So poor money management and poor work ethic. That was actually one of the ones that it was in my list right in here. Here's what I wrote down in here. Can't answer basic financial questions, right? If you start talking about something and then she says, what's a 401k, right? Or if she says, oh, you pay your taxes? Yes. Oh, I've had this shit happen, right? I've had this shit happen, right? And on the flip side too, if you tell them what you do for a living, their eyes go like this. Their eyes go like this. Really? Whoa. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Relax. Okay. So like that's on both sides of the coin. On one side of the coin, it's if they're not in understand, right? Like you might get bumped down into viscosity territory, right? Like only viscous territory. If I feel like there's too much, right? Like if it's a tough financial question that you're not sure about the actual answer, like you're like, well, I got this decision, should I lease a car or buy a car? That could be like, it's different. But like when you don't know the basic like fundamentals, right? Like you don't know what like a budget is, right? Like things like that. And I might throw out like certain questions in order to hear kind of their response on like different, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't try to like catch them in a place or try to catch them, nothing like that. It's just right. Like, or if they start talking about like what their education was, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, that's probably a lot of debt, right? Like, and then I'll bring up a conversation about the US like debt, get their opinions on it, just to hear how they voice their opinion, all of that stuff. Like you might get bumped. It's not a complete loss because a lot of this shit is very easily teachable. But if they have like like an ideology where they don't even want to feel like they want to learn about it, that's a different perspective.
Yeah, I totally agree. And with it, finances in general being the #1 divorce factor.
Facts. For
married couples, that really reminds you how critical it is because it's got to do with so many decision points. And, I have dated somebody seriously who I thought wanted to learn and then ended up not. But, they told me right off the bat, they still keep cash and like their money in a shoebox or under their bed.
What?
And that's a red flag for me.
Huge.
Because that tells me that you either don't trust the banks or you don't know what a savings account is.
You don't know what interest is.
You don't know how to invest. You don't know what a lot of the things that are important to me might mean.
Yeah.
And you got to at least, even if you're not there yet, I feel like there's such an important conversation to happen related to learning and being willing to understand and get to that place. So I'm so on board with that. It's so true. And like seeing some of the people out all the time. So, you're talking about debt and conversations about that. And if I'm seeing you out all the time, putting out $200, $300 on dumb bar tabs, buying all your friends drinks and doing this and that and buying the newest this and that.
Are we getting real now?
I don't want to deal with that because if I know you're in XYZ debt, you don't know where your next month's rent coming from, then why
don't
are
know what
we
inflation
blowing
means.
the money on the things that are just for show? Like, I want to, I'm a person who believes in some security. And for me to see that type of behavior, it might make me question what you really believe in.
I think it's I think you bring up a lot of good points, right? I do think that, like, that's one of the things I try to push on this channel is, what are the ways to move correctly in this financial space? And far too often I see those that are putting out way too much money for BS. You understand me? But at the same time, there's a lot of women that respect that shelling out of money on a Friday or Saturday night. You understand me? But if the goal is relationship, someone that has more of a decent head on their shoulders, that is fiscally responsible, is not going to move you past the needle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She agrees. All right.
Yep.
Cool. Shout out to everybody that's down into the building right now. We got over 250 that's in here. Throw a like on the video. We should have over 200 likes by now. That's the cover charge to get in here, to stay in here. Like the video, wholeheartedly would appreciate it. All right, we're gonna continue to go off in the conversation. All right, so the fiscal responsibility, that's a big one for me. You ready for your next one?
Shoot. Yes. So one of the things, I know this was something we talked about just before the show, actually, that really drives me crazy is when people think that I am lying if I say I want to do something with my family or have plans with them instead, and then can't go on a date because I'm saying I'm choosing, my family's doing a barbecue and I'm going to go to that. And we're not at a place yet for me to invite you, but I'm absolutely going to hang out with my fam instead of you. So that's something where it bothers me if I'm being questioned about my honesty in this situation, and also question that I'm not close to my family, because I am, and they're all local. Both sets of my parents are local, and I have siblings who are local, and we do shit together. So it's not weird for me to be consumed outside of work and outside of other activities to be doing these things. Facts.
All right. So and this is actually the point that she said earlier, and I was like, okay, I think this is a culture difference. I think it's a culture difference. Now, you were raised in a 2-parent household, right? Now, if you think of the recent dudes that you were, in a dating situation with, did they come from 2-parent households?
Surprisingly, yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay, so they did.
Yeah, so, and married still. So I was even more shocked. I don't know why, but yeah, I have 2 separate households though. So there are often more activities, I guess.
Yeah.
To maybe pick from since we're local. But yeah, they came from that 2-parent. So,
I mean, this is the thing. Here's the thing. I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of dudes out there that are continuing to date and they don't have a purpose besides dating, right? They don't have anything to do besides hanging out with you and going on the Netflix and shit like that. So within that, I think it's weird to try to. Here's the thing: if you dating someone that's just like, yo, I'm busy, I got stuff to do, respect that they're busy and they got things to do, and go do your own thing. You understand what I'm saying? To me, it's because I got a lot of things that I'm doing at any given time. But to me, it's like why ever fight, right? Or vie for attention if she says that no, she has something else to do. Now, here's the next question: is because you felt like they weren't believing you that you were going to go hang out with. Now, do you think that there's anything specific that would indicate to them that you may not be with your family?
I don't think, and honestly, I'm pretty active on my socials, so you'd probably see that I was with my family even. So yeah, unless there's some kind of history that gets built there, I think it should be completely plausible. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a question mark. Maybe it's something that they've dealt with or don't trust.
Shout out real quick to Will Flint. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Witness my ex buy high-end items while I day swing traded for 3 years. I got in a 7-figure situation. She wanted marriage without a prenup. No thanks. Key indicator. Will, key indicator. Nice. Okay, that's what it is. You just keep racking them in the back of your head. You keep racking them in the back of your head, and then you move appropriately. How dare she continue to do that as you produce. You understand what I'm saying? As you produce. Prenup! Lock your shit down. Did I scare you?
No.
Okay, I thought I saw you jump.
No, just kidding.
I thought I saw you jump. Shout out to Will Flynn. Also, it looked like the conversation started going to financial on the chat. It seemed like people are asking that. Just real quick, let's take a quick diversion. People are saying, why don't you trust banks? That's a fantastic question. Write your answer down in the comment box. I don't know why in 2020 you do not trust entities besides someone in a barbershop telling you not to trust the bank. Your money is insured up to $200,000 in a bank. That is written into the law. Write that down into the comment box. If I see the comment, I'm going to bring it up on the screen. We're going to have a quick discussion about it. I think a little bit about our backgrounds, maybe your background, because they know a little bit more about my background. Yeah. You've worked in corporate America throughout your career. I have. Right. Yes. So you've attained many level upgrades, right? So you do relatively well for yourself as well.
Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to let that be known as well. You can support yourself a couple of times over again.
This is true.
Okay. I just wanted to make that be clear because I think like that's very important when we start talking about the dating dynamic, because we start to talk about roles and the roles that folks play. You understand? So I think that's a important perspective. Word. Shout out to Jordan. Y'all niggas are way too paranoid and claim woke. Yeah. Listen, yeah, we can have a whole banking conversation. But here's the thing. I think that listen, I can't blame not knowing information if you weren't taught the information. That's the purpose of this channel. Okay. We take it back down to the basics. You understand what I'm saying? We take it back down to the basics, right? So I can talk about all these things. Okay. It might be 250. It might be I know it's 200 plus. I know it's 200 plus. All right. Unless you're telling me that you have millions in one bank, I get what you're saying, but do you? Or are you just saying you don't trust it just to say you don't trust it without data to show why you don't trust it? Show me the data and we'll go from there. All right. Do you want me to get into one of yours, one of your next ones, or you want me to go back into mine?
Let's do one of yours next.
Okay, I'll go back.
I think I did my last.
All right. Okay, let me cross it out so I don't make sure I repeat.
I've got another good one.
So my next one is here's one of my key ones. If she's what I like to refer to as an ear beater, listen to me. She's an ear beater. Okay, she's an ear beater. Don't ask you any questions. She just like this.
Yes. So much. I hear it flapping.
She just beating. She just taking your ear. She's got a Louisville slugger bat and she's just beating your ear in a complete and utter submission with nonsense. Okay. How dare you do not respect me enough to help me participate in this conversation? Ask me a question. Throw an idea up in the air and look for perspectives on it. Do you really think I'm going to consider you for the long term if you're an ear beater? I wake up in the morning just
yapping.
Shut up. Breathe. Shut up. Yeah. Shut up. Listen. Obviously, I'm very passionate about this.
It's cool. It's good.
This one is because I feel like also like when I'm like even in hosting this shit, like I try to be very respectful of people's time. You understand what I'm saying? Like I try to be very I try to listen. I try to actively listen. And that ear beating thing is just one that like I don't know. Like I feel like if you're bad at it, you should have like an internal clock in your mind when you're having conversations with people. Dudes don't do it as much. Okay. Dudes don't do it as much. Ladies, and I know there's probably 10% of y'all that are down in here ear hustling right now. Have an internal clock in your mind. Okay. When's the last time that you asked them a question? When's the last time that he participated in a conversation? Because if you keep going, you're going to downgrade to viscosity. Okay.
Even just tell me about your day and actually listen, right?
But here's the thing. If you tell someone about your day, make it meaningful. Yes. Okay. I don't want to hear about your nail appointment. All right. I don't want to hear about how you were walking across the street and then, you know, a car honked at you, right? Like meaningful shit. All right, meaningful shit. Okay, make it meaningful.
Yes.
If your life doesn't lack meaning, get meaning. All right,
Yes.
you're not living life to the fullest. All right, get meaning. Shout out to Elmatic. 22222. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Most people who are unbanked have bad credit or unstable sources of income. Yeah, that's when you don't trust banks. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you have sources of income that are a little less than legal, I get it. Right. Because you don't want to get hemmed up for money laundering. Using a bank for them will expose them to account fees. Yeah, facts. Okay. Yeah. If you don't trust them because you're like illegal activity, or you know, you don't want to pay taxes. I get it. But what he said specifically is he doesn't trust them. Okay. You don't trust them because of an action that you're doing, or you don't trust them for the sake of not trusting them because they are defined as they. You understand what I'm saying? Silence is a powerful tool. Facts is a really powerful tool. Ho, Boogie in the building. What up, Boogie? How are you, my G? Let me introduce myself. Boogie in the mofo building. What's good, Boogie? Go down in there and do the blocking. Okay, blocking and tackling. You understand what I'm saying? Boogie, we good here today. I don't there's gonna be no BS down up in here. Shout out to the introspective male as well. I see you moderating down there, bro. I appreciate you 100. Okay. We don't tolerate disrespect. Okay. We don't tolerate that. Shout out to everyone that's coming through and dropped a like on that video. Let's continue to drop the likes on the video. Let's make sure that this content gets seen by other people outside of the family so they can become a part of the conversation. Drop a like. Appreciate it. All right. Did the person who said, shout out to L Marshall. Yeah, I got a lot of conversations about financial literacy, education, and well-being. A lot of them. And I want to do more. They usually get way less hits, unfortunately. Yeah, they usually get way less hits.
They have a bad rep.
Yeah, facts. All right, next one. Is it my turn or your turn?
My turn. And
Go
so
ahead.
just to play off of it a little bit, and then I can give another one though, is one of mine was that I would like to have a conversation without always feeling like I need to be one-upped by somebody who only wants to share their perspective or what they gotta say versus actually hearing and listening to me too.
Oh God, that's a good one.
So it's along the same lines, you know, as you're always in the ear kind of activity.
They're the one-upper.
Yes, like, all right.
Oh, I did that too, ass motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I'd love to hear the stories and understand it, but if it always feels like if I say something, they always have to have done something better or be able to speak to something else that then shuts me down, and then I don't even want to share anything. Makes me sad.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
Yeah. So very similar. So that was on my list.
Yeah, you hit the nail. You know, I think like some dudes feel like they have to prove themselves, and that comes from a place of insecurity, right? I think that comes from a place of insecurity. I think like, you know, when I think about that, it's like those that claim to be alpha, right? Like I think that it comes from a place of you're not, well, if you really are, you don't have to say it. You don't have to state it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So like and this is a key thing outside of like in a dating relationship, but like in a friendship, you see, like, if someone is expressing something to you, how shitty their day was, you don't have to then combat how shitty their day was with how shitty your day was, right? Like sometimes you could just be, you know, just like listen to it for a quick, just like just let them participate, whatever happened in the situation, not feel like you have to beat them at whatever.
Yeah.
You see? Shout out to the super chats that are coming in. Just checking in. What's good? What's good, Sean Bills? Just checking in. Mini vacay on her dime. LOL. Oh, where you at? Have fun and we will watch later. Red Pill Thanos out. New upcoming content creator. Shout out to Sean Bills. Fantastic content, my G. Yeah, enjoy the vacay, bro. We all need one. I was actually talking about that earlier today. I got to take a vacation. Yeah. We have to cancel one of these Red Cup talks in the future because I got to get out of here. Shout out to Boogie again. I will let you know / we'll see. Oh, no, we won't. Yeah, we kind of talked about that earlier.
Touched on it a little bit.
But you're a perpetrator of that.
I am. I have done that for sure. It's sometimes hard to express that you just don't see it going in the same direction, and you might try to just fade back kindly without totally ghosting somebody, but you gotta just be direct. I know I'm speaking advice to myself here.
Yeah. Well, also too, we're in the Midwest, and we got like a Midwest nice type thing on here. So there's usually like a passive exit is usually what happens. You understand what I'm saying? As opposed to like New York, I feel like it's way more direct and in your face when someone wants to not bang with you anymore. You know what I mean? Shout out to Cullen's Workshop. Shout out, Maji. If I try to make plans a couple of times and you're always busy and you don't offer an alternative, facts.
I love that. That's huge. Because if you have plans and then don't recommend something else, then that's a slap in the face. I totally agree. So I love that. It's like, all right, I might be busy now, but here's what I do have free. So this is me saying it's okay to do something still.
Yeah.
However, maybe at this time I'm legit busy. So it's like the alternative.
You know what I try to say is I'll just say, all right, well then hit me back and then, give me a date. And then I just leave it there. And if they never hit up from there, then just leave it. You just leave it right there. Put it in their court. Okay. Put it in their court, but then never look at the message again until you get that notification.
You're going to wait for it?
No, hell no. No. Ain't no one waiting for it.
Good.
Ain't nobody waiting for it. You put the ball in their court. Okay. Well, I've tried to reschedule this 2 times. All right. You let me know when you're free. And then move on from there. Okay. Shout out to Cullen's Workshop. First time seeing you down into the building. I appreciate that, my G. All right. Red Cup Talk.
Cheers.
Salud. Cheers. Salud. All right. Salud, my G's. I need a refill. I got my yum juice down in there.
It's ready to roll.
I don't talk about the types of liquor anymore until I get a liquor company to sponsor me.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
So do you hide it when you pour? You just pour it under the table?
I pour it down in there. Okay. I pour it down up in there. It's something spicy and delicious. You understand me? You drinking wine over there though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
With some ice, actually.
That's red wine?
It is. Yeah. Red wine cold is actually not so bad. So give it a try if you like red wine. Just saying.
We lost the title of Midwest Cutie Pie up in here. Okay. We had someone that left that had that title. You might be coming for the top spot. Okay. She's wholesome. She's wholesome. All right. Let's go back down in here. Yep. Here's my next one. You actually just killed one of my last ones. I was gonna say if she's late to the date or if she's trying to reschedule. So I'll skip past this one right here, just because you called it out already. I said the ear beat one, so let me cross that one out. Okay, I'll talk about this one. And this one you might want to call me a hypocrite. All right.
Ready for it.
You might want to call me a hypocrite. Excessive tattoos. Let me be clear. Excessive tattoos, not like you got a couple.
Yeah, a few visible. Oh, where is it? Oh, that's not gonna work. It's on.
They can see it. Look. It's like there you go.
And on here.
That's not excessive.
Visible ones.
That's like little things here and there.
They're dainty.
Yeah, they're like dainty tattoos. Like honestly, I'd look at you and be like, "Oh, there's no tattoos on you." And then like day 3, I'd be like, "Oh shit, where'd that come from?"
Yeah,
because they're like, I feel like those that are like all over, and the reason why this is hypocritical is because I have a lot of tattoos. Okay, I have a lot of tattoos. But I'm a dude though. I just feel like,
and I would say to the same point of you not knowing how many I might have under my clothes. You might not know about how many you have and how big they are.
Facts. Yeah. Most, right? Like, when I get back in my corporate environment, like no one, you know what I'm saying? Like no one knows how, right? Like I wear short sleeves here. When I'm at work, I always wear like long sleeves and shit like that. But like, yeah, but I have a decent amount. Like I'm actually covered all over here. I've probably seen the one down my arm and shit like that. And it connects all straight through. But within that being said, yeah, like a lady that has excessive amounts. Like, and I've talked about this on the channel too. Like, I remember being in a club one time, and this chick started looking at me from across the club, and she was looking at me, right? So like I could see like one side of her face, and she's like looking at me, and she was pretty too. She's pretty. All right. So I'm like plotting my moves, like, okay, how do I go over there? Like, okay, she's kind of close to the bar over there. So man, I'll go to the bar, and then da 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 da. Like I was trying to figure it out. And then she actually came walking towards me, and I'm like, all right, boom. I'm about to hit her with like a one-liner, blase blah, go from there. She started walking by me. She showed the other side of her face, and it was a tiger tattoo here. It was here to here.
On her face?
On her face.
Oh.
On her face. And I'm like, no, okay. No, I'm out of here.
But
okay.
You're so pretty.
Yeah. She was definitely pretty. She was definitely a looker. But like when I saw that, I was like, oh no. Wait, what's the meme? Hell no. You can't take that serious. You understand what I'm saying? If anything, she is permanently viscous. Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I like it'll be viscosity. It would be viscosity achieved, but in a hotel. She would never know where I live at. Never.
So is it tattoos related to what you can see for those first couple of dates, or what's underneath? What if she wasn't in a shirt that showed anything, below a V-neck, and all under her shirt was like a body tattoo to the max? How would you feel? That's
a fantastic question. I think that's a good question. I think for me it's the visible thing.
Like, would you be so shocked and then have to like discuss, or would you just continue?
Well, here's the thing. I like tattoos. Like, obviously I got a whole bunch of them. I got a whole gang load of them. You understand me? So I like tattoos. I like ink. But I think, I don't know, like full complete sleeves. I used to date it. Yeah, like full chest across the, it's all on top of the mammary glands. You can shim anytime that she wears a V-neck, da 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 da. But like the thing is like I used to date a young lady that was covered. Well, not covered, but had a lot of them. But her shits used to like low key turn me on because they were good, right? But like she also was like an artist, so it like made sense. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just not doing shit in your life, she was also a bad look for me. She was also an incredibly bad look for me. She was like, yeah, that's gonna be a whole nother video. Beautiful. Oh my God, she looked good. But anyway, with that being said, I don't know. I think in my mind now, because of that particular experience, I'm just like, I'm good. If you were completely covered, I feel like, you are making decisions that, right? Like just may limit it later. Some like the face tattoo, or like you got the bit like neck, da 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 da. I think dudes are definitely it's definitely different from a guy's perspective. Mastectomy, yeah. So this is actually a good question. So to your point, I think it's mostly that is visible in normal everyday interactions. I hadn't thought about it like that. And I think like if it's covered normally, like a mastectomy tattoo, or like you see girls too, they get like the hip tattoos, like after having a kid or something like that. Right. Like it's because you don't normally see that. You understand what I'm saying?
If it can be covered in typical everyday wear.
Listen, I'll tell you what though, I want to go down. I wanted a full sleeve. Actually, the one that I got across my chest, I was gonna go down like my sleeve with that, and I just decided to get it across the chest because I can cover it at the end of the day. But like, I'm thinking about going down there. I'm not gonna lie. You understand me? I've always been a tat fan. Shout out to Boogie Talks in the building. Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Boogie bitch, bye. Boogie bitch, bye. Oh, we talking about the one-liner text back. Signs of low interest are. You see the way he phrased that? It's hilarious. That's Boogie for you. Boogie is a content creator as well, part of the Patreon gang. Boogie in the building. Hey, how are you? How's your life going? How's everything? I'm good. No response back. No question back.
Man.
Bye. I'm out of here. Signs of low interest are always shown from the start, but men miss them and keep on trying. There used to be a time period where we used to be like, the more that you, right, like chase, the better that you are. I call this the Pepe Le Pew syndrome. You remember Pepe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And I'd say it goes vice versa though too. You know, a chick might say the same thing and be chasing some and, you know, get those 2-word responses. And it's like, all right, you can do so much, but can't force the conversation.
So you think dudes do that as well?
I do.
Okay. So it goes on both sides of the coin.
I do.
Listen, at the end of the day though, you can recognize it as low interest and move on.
Absolutely.
There it is.
You got to be respectful of your own time and your own self-worth.
Facts. Shout out to everybody that's down into the building. I would appreciate likes on the video. We got over 300 people that's down in here. That's good for a Saturday night. We got to get up to at least 250 likes. Throw a like on the video. Would wholeheartedly appreciate that. I got to put a banner down in here to remind y'all. I know y'all coming down in here and like, oh, who's this? This is Liz. Say hey, Liz.
Hi, guys.
Hey, what's up? We're going over the dating red flags from each of our perspectives. Okay. This is how you identify BS before the BS ruins your life. You understand me? Key indicators. Where's the data? All right. We're giving you the data. All right. Store these in the back of your goddamn minds. All right. She's got a full body tattoo suit. She'll key your window in your paint. She most likely will. Those things are heavily correlated.
Well, damn.
I haven't done the actual research in the study. I don't have the numbers for it, but just trust me. Okay. I feel like I'm missing some of this. Oh, no face tattoo, body banging and tattoos. I am hitting. There it is. Shout out to Buggy Talks. It's within the hit zone if it's body tattoos. Yeah, but the face one makes me feel like, you know, you got a brother who robs people, you know. Shout out to Gabe. Hey, in the building. What's good, Gabe? Where my sideboard at? Shout out to Gabe. Shout out to Gabe. Let's cheers to Gabe. Shout out, Gabe. Salud, my G. Salud, my G. Active participator in the Hall of Game on O'Shea's channel. You understand what I'm saying? Man, I can't wait to get back in there in the pocket so we can do more content, my young brother. All right. Appreciate you. All right. I got to refill my cup real quick. You want to go over yours? Your next one?
Sure.
All right,
so the next one on my list has happened because of my passion for travel. I have been asked if I'm crazy or don't take my job seriously because I have gone on some big trips internationally to volunteer. And it's actually one of the things that I do with my discretionary money. And it's a priority for me. So I have been asked on dates if I took my real job, quote unquote, seriously because of some of my decisions around travel. And I'm like, but I get good time off and I can pay all my shit. And I'm going to use my extra money how I want to use my extra money. So thank you very much.
Real cool.
Travel is important.
When you say travel, you mean international travel? International
or national, pretty much anything. I have done a lot international also, but I also value anything that I can do in the States because there are so many incredible places to go. And it's seriously one of my biggest passions. Anything that I can do to learn more about places, people, culture, and explore the world, even if that's in our close by, neighboring states or even within our state, it's important to me. So I feel very offended in it unintentionally off rip if somebody's questioning if I take what I do for my job seriously, or if I take, living in one place seriously, if I feel stable because I like to travel.
So hold up. I don't know if I quite get this one. So what you're saying is that you have an affinity for traveling because you understand the benefits of traveling. But if you say that to somebody and they have a problem with you traveling.
Yeah.
So people have problems with you exploring?
Yeah, I've been asked on one of my first dates, if you will, if I took my job seriously or saw myself as a career woman, because I did take a leap of faith and I took a 5-month leave of absence and traveled and did volunteer, et cetera, et cetera.
Facts.
And they thought that.
Can you talk about that real quick? I think that's important to talk about.
Yeah, it's actually a very interesting piece of my history. So one of the things I did is when I turned 30, I decided to take 5 months unpaid leave of absence and travel to volunteer and do some really intense hiking and whatnot with one of my very best friends. She took a full year off from teaching, and my job and my HR partners were able to get me 5 months off and connect it to my master's in business psychology that I'm working on, and connect that to the work that I was doing internationally and bring it back to the office to do better at work. So very blessed to even have the opportunity and stability to do that. But again, it is a passion, and I seized that opportunity.
That's awesome. Now, could you talk about where you went to real quick?
Sure. So we focused in France briefly, Spain. We did the Camino de Santiago. There's actually some recent books on it being popularized again. Went through a few countries in Europe, including Romania, where we opened a new hospice center for children. Through Nepal, where we worked on a farm with kids in a family who did that for their livelihood and helped teach them English. And then through Thailand and back into the States from the West Coast.
That's super dope. Yeah, you showed me some of the pictures from that. Some of the mountain ranges in like Nepal and shit like that.
So pretty.
Yeah, I try to explain, because I've been about 13 countries or so. So I try to talk about my travel history and how it's been able to expand my horizons by getting outside of just the United States of America, right? Like, so being able to look at like what happens today, we talk about from a dating perspective, but like even just from a worldly perspective, having outside of the US experience to see what it's like abroad, right? In a way to compare the reality of your current situation, to me has been invaluable. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's what's up. That's dope though. So you took a 5-month hiatus to say, you should bump work. Let me go travel the world. Yes. That's crazy. So anyway, so you said that within a dating situation, and then they said, do you really value your work?
Yes, exactly. So to your point, that's crazy. But then to be questioned on if I value my career, my purpose, and my job, I was taken aback, and it was something that then kind of pushed me to wonder, like, all right, I value travel so much. And if somebody doesn't want to see eye to eye or even think that this could be a possibility, because not everybody's had that opportunity, and I respect that, I get that, and I appreciate it. But if you won't be open-minded to say, hey, maybe I'd like to travel, or maybe I'd like to see somewhere else, or have an experience that pushes me beyond a limit, that's a problem for me. So that's a red flag, because you got to go beyond your comfort zone is really what it comes down to. And I'll tell you what, I've never been more beyond my comfort zone in some of the situations. That's just what it is.
Is it possible? Shout out to Dexter Ducks. 5 months, I dip out too. We know what the guy wanted to ask about. What he probably wanted to ask about is during your 5-month travel or leave of absence, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to be doing from a dating perspective?
Yeah,
right?
Not.
Okay. You're going to be focused on the travel, huh?
Yeah. Staying in touch with people who are home. I was with my best friend, and really it was selfish in my perspective in the best way possible.
Hey, listen, I would never excommunicate someone out of their life, of my life, if they're attempting to see the world. I think that it's one of those life-changing things that if you continue to let your dating situations limit where you're going to go off in life, you only got one life to live.
For sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
And just to be clear too, I was not, in a relationship at the time. So I didn't just leave somebody high and dry.
There it is. Let me get back down. Okay. Actually, I saw someone in here too. He said that if you don't clean his ears, you actually have a story about hygiene, right?
Oh boy.
Hygiene is huge.
It's one on my list too, you guys. So this story is very recent, like this week recent. So somebody set me up with somebody's, best friend. They don't know why he doesn't have anybody serious in his life, and they wanted me to meet this individual. Thought that we would really hit it off. Great. I decided we'd exchange phone numbers and that'd be fine. And we were texting, and I actually, he was asking me about my day and this and that. And I said, oh, I'm going to the dentist and, doing my teeth cleaning and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. And the response was, oh, I haven't been since I got my wisdom teeth out. And knowing how old I am, and when I got my wisdom teeth out, I said, oh my God, like that must have been a while. Like, how long since you went? And they said that it had been since 2012 and that must be one of those adult teen things that they should get on. Meantime, I know damn well that they've got a job they've got the insurance, they've got the steady job. They just don't go to the dentist. And my face was his face.
Gross.
Because I'm like, all right, like, I know you have the job that allows you to do this. And like twice a year, you get the cleanings. Like, that's part of your insurance. And I just thought to myself, the whole time I'm like thinking about this. I haven't met him in person yet, but the whole time I'm like preparing for stank breath, and I'm concerned about that. And it was just such an unfortunate turn off because I'm like, yes, that's definitely an adulting thing and you got to make your own appointments and this and that. But it concerned me. It did. And now I'm viewing the conversation even now differently. Again, this literally is this week, like not even 7 days.
What a nasty guy. What a nasty gentleman. Okay. The good hygiene thing is, you know what I mean? If there's any key indicators that they don't like to take care of themselves, get out of there. Get out of there. They get demoted. They're not even on friend zone at that point. They're not even on. Okay. There's relationship zone, dating to relationship zone. There's viscosity zone, friend zone, and there's motherfucker, don't call, don't text. I don't want to hear from you again. You get down into that zone if you talking about you don't have the proper hygiene, but you have the resources. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Facts. Gross. All right, you want me to get one of my ones?
Let's hear it.
Oh, I did this one already. Okay, let me get out of that one. Oh, I did this one as well. If she can't stop talking about her exes, if she can't stop talking about her prior situations, you will get demoted to the viscosity zone early, easily. Right? Like I can't be right. Like, number one, I don't care. That's the first thing. I don't care. Like, why are we talking about your past relationships when I'm just meeting you? I don't care. It's not a conversation that I want to engage in. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to. Right? Like, why do you think that I would want to know who was just last cream pie in you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a part of that conversation. Why do you feel like I am the ear to listen to regarding your exes? That's a big one for me. If I hear that one, I'm just like, no, get me out of there. Get me out of there. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's probably she still wants him. Okay, that means you're completely not over the last situation. So what am I? I'm on a rebound date. Yeah. We're meeting each other. That's why I tell you, gents, coffee, coffee, coffee. Okay, because you can be the next rebound date. All right. You could be the next rebound date. Okay?
I mean, coffee's a safe, great bet. I haven't heard that, but that's great. I like that.
That was actually going to be my next one. If you suggest I'll go through these two, I guess, real quick. If you go through and then you try to set it up in a way that's like, yo, let's go do the coffee, and she sounds disrespectful to that, right? Like, if she says something like, "Oh, I don't drink coffee," what's up with tea? There's tea spots down here. Okay, we can go get some tea.
Or get water. You get the point.
Yeah, yeah. This is an interview. Okay. If you don't want to get interviewed, you don't want the job. All right. That's like saying, like, if a company's gonna hire you, they gotta, right, in order to interview you, they gotta pay you 2 weeks worth of salary first, right? Like, no, we're gonna do an interview first. It's gonna be at a cost that is not high to myself in order to understand your value. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, smoking. Oh, that's a red flag for me as well. If they smoke cigarettes specifically, okay. If they smoke cigarettes, I'm out of there.
I have actually, it's been a while, but I went on a first date with somebody. They came to my house, picked me up, very kind. We started to drive to the movies, And they cracked open their window and said, "Do you mind?" And I'm like, "Oh God, please don't tell me you cracked your window to smoke a cig." And sure enough, that's what they were trying to do. And I was like, "Oh, I do mind, and I'm so sorry." Like this, I said, "This isn't gonna work," because it's such a big like turn off for me. Like it's one of my rules, I guess. There's a lot that can be flexible, but that's one that I don't mess with people who smoke cigs.
Me neither. Yeah, I don't mess with them at all. It actually made me think about, I did a study abroad in Finland after my trip, like around Western Europe. And there was actually like a Black-owned coffee shop in Finland by these two American girls, and they were sisters. The older of the two, at the time, I think I was like 24, 25 or something like that. The older of the two, I think she was like 28, 29 or something like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Blasian, Black, Asian, beautiful. So I'm over here plotting, you know what I'm saying? And I usually don't go older, but I mean, you know, beautiful, and is going to remain beautiful for a long time. She had great genetics, right? Was over at her shoppy, our coffee shop one day, and then, you know, paused for a second, was like, "Hey, I got to go outside for a second. Don't follow me," you know? She went outside. I then go outside. I look around the corner. She's smoking. I'm like, "You smoke?" It made no sense to me because she was so pretty. It made no sense to me. And she was like, "Yeah, like, you know, I've been smoking." And I'm just like, "Oh God!" Immediately sank. All right, completely and utterly. That smoking shit gotta go. That smoking shit gotta go. You understand me? Shout out to all the super chats that are coming in real quick. How many more items do you have on your list, by the way?
Just maybe a couple.
Okay,
I can
cool.
always elaborate
because my list is so many. Yeah, my list is
we
almost.
Kind of hit a lot of them.
Yeah, we did hit a lot of them. Shout out again, Adonis. Appreciate that super chat and that reminder. Shout out to Illmatic 2222222. Dirty car interior. Woo! If you don't got no kids,
I was literally just gonna say, as long as there's no kids involved, those babies make a mess.
Yeah,
got nieces and nephews, and you can't keep that stuff right. They'll throw the fries, the Cheerios, smear everything everywhere. But yeah.
Shout out to XXX Depression. Thank you so much, bro, for the $20 super chat. The Patreon gang come up in here, okay? Patreon gang come up in here. One red flag. I realize if someone, especially the woman, can't keep close friends for long, old lady friends, she can't keep women friends. I was with the girl that couldn't maintain any form of relationship for over 6 months to a year. Her friends helped me break up with her. Yeah, a woman that cannot, a woman that says, "I only have guy friends." Key indicator. There's a couple of things that raise up my mind when I hear that. Only guy friends? Either you open up the viscosity to majority of them. Okay, that's my first thought. Or two, there's something about your personality that doesn't work well with those of your same gender, which, what is that? Yeah. Got to dive deeper on that. Yeah. I would often think that the women that have the most sound minds, I have never seen one that also then says that I have no women friends. I have never seen one. The unicorns that we talk, the white tigers, the blue lobsters, I have never seen any of those that fit somewhat within those categories that then cannot make friends with women. Yeah. I've never seen that. I don't know. Have you seen that?
No, and we have to lift each other up and, maintain a network that includes great feedback and perspective from everybody. So gotta have it from everyone.
I'd love to see some thoughts down up in there, but the friends one, I think that is huge. Okay. Listen, there's someone. Shout out to Uchi. I don't know, bro. The ones with the guy friends are usually the most down to earth. I don't know, bro. The ones with the guy friends, that all the guy friends want to be inside of her. Okay. All the guy friends want to be inside of her, so she could be having a system of validators in and around her. All right, maybe she is cool. Okay, maybe there is cool components around her. Okay. But that's the thing is that, like, do you really think that the guy friends that she has around him, if she was to bend over, right, like door closed, she's bent over, they walk in, what do you think is going to happen? All right.
I don't know, because I do have some guy friends that like.
But you also have a lot of girlfriends.
This is true. So it's not only guy friends.
No, I mean only guy friends.
Okay.
If she,
I just want to make sure.
No, I'm saying only guy friends.
Yeah, no.
Only guy friends.
Gotta have your girls.
Right. Or like there's masculine components of her personality that jives well with other men. She may not be very representative of feminine characteristics and traits if she is unable to maintain friends with women.
Yeah. Or always sees them as a threat, which happens.
Shout out to XXX Depression. Thank you so much, bro, for the $20 super chat. Coming down up in there. Shout out to Will Flint one more again. You think they can hear the motorcycles?
I saw a couple.
I don't think.
What was that in the background, maybe? But
that's the motor. Yeah, I live on a main street, guys, so we're gonna hear some Harley Davidsons.
Yeah, it's nice out.
Do you want to read this one? I didn't have you read any of them.
Yeah. So regularly exercising. I love this, Will, because this is one of my big ones. So
because you exercise a lot.
Yeah, and it's so important to me.
You run marathons and shit.
It's true, half marathons. But yes.
Yeah.
So what you said, Will, is I feel so uncomfortable being in shape, but my girl looks like a sack of potatoes. Get some Lulus and go for a run. So this is actually one of the things that's really important to me because I think it shows a lot about how you view yourself and how you take care of yourself.
Facts.
So one of the key things that I need from somebody is ambition, and that includes ambition in your fitness. So even if it's something different than what I do, so I like to run a lot, and that's my thing. But maybe you like CrossFit, maybe you like HIIT activities, maybe you like, I don't know, yoga or something completely different than anything I've ever experienced. But the point of me wanting you to do better is then to also know that you're always trying to do better for yourself. So I couldn't agree more. The exercise and taking care of yourself is so important to me. And I think a lot of that comes from previous athletes' mentality. That's something that I don't think leaves people. And I think it's also a part of just overall wanting to do better for yourself. So
facts.
It's absolutely important. I appreciate that.
You know what I just thought of too? Like if you guys look, I follow this IG channel that is completely dedicated to Karens. You know what I mean when I say Karens?
Mm-mm.
That's like the Instagram videos that you see go viral.
Oh, yes.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a older, out of shape. Always they're out of shape. Always they're fat and sloppy. And they're trying to call the police. And they're trying to say there's an African-American, there's a black person that's threatening me in order to get right. Like they're doing, or the Karens are the, let me speak with the manager. You understand what I'm saying? Let me speak to the manager. Like most of those have terrible bodies. And like, here's the thing. Correlation is not equal causation. However, I think that it's interesting that a lot of these terrible bodied people also have these very, racist, right? Like personality types or like these like shitty views on life, like hateful views on life. Like just the same way that you don't put your body under pressure to improve it, you don't put your mind under pressure to improve it. Yep. Those things are very correlated. So then you get a Karen, and you get these Karens with these shitty, sloppy sack of potato ass bodies that are trying to commandeer you being in their reality. Okay. These are often like, I mean, that's actually a red flag to me as well. Like if she don't want to work out, right? Like, cause that's the thing. If she's 25 years old and the body still looks good, well, it's not going to look good at 35 if she's not continuing to improve on that. Some just have fantastic genetics. You know what I'm saying? So they can maintain. And, I see this a lot with my Latinas. Okay. They hit about 25. Oh man, 26. That's it. And then they do this. Hopefully they got a Norelco and they can get whatever the, you know what I'm saying? They can get up under the, I'm sorry. Am I being rude? Am I being rude?
That's maybe a little bit much.
Am I being rude?
It's all right.
Okay.
You're being real.
Calm me down. Okay.
We good.
All right. I love my Latinas, but man, they'd be beautiful up to about 25, 26. And man, the wall just It's large. It's a big wall. It's a big wall that comes out of nowhere.
But to your point, if you establish the discipline and self-care and self-love earlier on, we're good.
Yeah.
And I think to your point, because I do believe how much the mind, body, spirit, soul, everything's interconnected.
Yeah.
You got to take care of the whole thing. If one's off balance, the rest of you's off balance too.
That's a good. Oh, bars.
What? Okay. Should I snap for myself?
Go ahead. Snap, girl. Nice. That was nice. That was smooth. Drop a like on the video. All right. We got Liz over here is spitting poetry. Drop a like on the video. We'll wholeheartedly appreciate that. Anybody that's new down to the chat, we got to make this chat over 300 likes. Okay. It's got to be over 300 likes. I would appreciate it wholeheartedly. Get the likes out up in there. We got to get more people in these chats on Fridays and Saturday nights. Would appreciate it wholeheartedly. Okay. Here's the thing. I hate when there is components of the personality that shows a lacking in discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whether it be how much food the person is consuming, whether it be not being able to show a degree of uncomfortability from a workplace perspective, right? Not being able to not let their muscles and their body atrophy through working out, right? Like these are very key indicators. If you bring up working out, she's like, I don't do that shit. Okay, you've just been downgraded to viscosity because your aesthetics is very specific to your age. Very specific. It's very specific to your age. Okay. I can't expect this in the long run. All right. You're gonna blow up. You're gonna do a blimpy. All right. You're gonna do a blimp. You're gonna turn into blimpy. All right. You little oompa loompa. I don't want you. Okay. Shout out to Adonis 190911. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. If she's surrounded by single friends and none is in a successful relationship, key indicator, birds of a feather. I want you to talk about this one. Is that one true?
I think that for females especially, we hype each other up if we are in that single zone or if we're trying to get out of a relationship. So this one can be very dangerous. I think it's important to have solid relationships that you can aspire to be or learn from. So even, for myself, I'm single, but I have plenty of friends who are married with kids, married and no kids. I have people in serious relationships and ones that are not in serious relationships and dating. And I think having an understanding holistically is really important too. I've had serious relationships and I've learned from them, but you absolutely need people who are, if you want to be in a relationship, so I'll say that if you do aspire to have a serious relationship or be married one day, you probably need people around you who are in that position. You always want to have people that challenge you and who are even better than you, no matter what it means. If in this case, it's related to relationships, absolutely. I hope you have somebody to look up to and ask questions to and get that advice from or understand the dynamics.
There it is. Shout out to Will Flint. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Yeah, they blow up like Baymax from Big Hero 6.
Wow.
Shout out, bro. Shout out to Diego. What's good? Patreon gang in the building. Lateness, self-absorption, and treating people she doesn't need anything from poorly equals dating flags. Talk about it.
So one of the other things that I had was like social unawareness even. So when you're out, if you're just observing the other person interact with the waiter or waitress or the bartender, and they're just not aware of, let's say, how busy it is. So I've been in a situation where I'm at the bar and it's, sometimes when it's super busy right up against it, you're like a line back almost. And this person's pushed their way through and I'm like, okay, like that's fine. Sometimes you have to do that, but don't be disrespectful to the two bartenders trying to serve 30 people who are literally all at the bar at the same damn time. Like, have some patience. It's going to be okay. I'm not back here yelling. I'm not upset. Like, just please be respectful also of what they're trying to do to serve us, because that's what they're doing, serving us.
Listen, I'm happy that this made it spark in your head. I think how people treat servers is a huge red flag and a huge key indicator. Huge red flag. If you see her disrespecting the server or the waiter right? Like, what makes you not think that she's going to do that to you?
Right. It's insane. And I get people can be particular about some of their food and stuff. Like, I have allergies. So I get you have to be very aware sometimes of, what comes your way. But please do not throw a fit if it comes out wrong. If they missed your damn lettuce on the sandwich, calm down.
It's not that serious.
Calm down first. And if you're really that bent out of shape about it, ask them to bring it on the side. You can throw it on. It's fine. But when you send it back, they're going to have to throw that shit away. And that pisses me off because there's a lot of hungry people out here. So just be conscious of what you're really asking people to do. And that's my social awareness.
Look at Kenneth. Damn, she gave fire advice. Girls hype themselves up when they are bad relationship material. Thanks. Hashtag facts. Shout out. We got some super chats that came in. If she isn't disciplined to not let me hit first date, then all my response, if she isn't disciplined to not let me hit first date, then all my responses become, hey, what's up? Let me hit you back in a minute. What are you saying there, Doc? Oh, I think he's saying that if he's not hitting on the first date,
it's a good thing. He's saying it's a good thing.
If he doesn't get the butt.
Yep.
Okay.
Basically. So if you're saying, as the female, if I'm saying I'm willing to allow you to do that on the first date, then I get downgraded to just it's fine. Like, I'll hit you back when I get the chance. Like, it's not anything serious because you allowed that to happen on the first date. So that's what you've kind of downgraded yourself.
I don't think he's saying that. Look at that. Look at his message again. If he said, if she is disciplined to not let me hit on the first date, which is what you're saying. But he said, if she isn't. That's what I'm saying.
If she isn't disciplined.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that, I told you we got some savages down in here. You understand what I'm saying? We got some savages down up in here.
So if you hit.
He says, if she isn't disciplined, it's a double negative.
I know.
So
that's
if
why
she is not disciplined to not let me hit on the first date. So if she is disciplined, I don't fucking know. I think you might. I don't know what's going on. Then all my response become, "Hey, what's up? Let me hit you back in a minute."
That's what I'm saying, because the office response. I'm saying that female is now not relationship material. She's hit material.
Oh, they're saying that you're right. Okay, cool. Yeah,
right.
Okay. I must have read it wrong. It is what it is.
It's all right. Now, when you read it back, I got confused myself.
Shout out to Adonis. Yeah, if she gives you
the green light happens first date, then that's what
she gives you the innards.
Determines what happens for the rest of the time you guys talk.
Yeah, if she gives you the innards that quickly, then she's giving everybody the innards that quickly. Shout out to Adonis. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Shout out to Malcolm Patreon gang. If she has a bad relationship with her mom or her dad, you have very good relationships with your family.
Yeah. So I think that's an interesting one, because I do know there's some, I guess, concern if you're coming from a divorced family. So that's something that I came from, but I have awesome relationships with my mother and my father, and
she does,
and their new spouses. So I have 2 step parents out of this as well, and I love that.
I'll be honest, it makes me feel weird. Like I see it, and I'm just like, yeah, how are you so close? But it's weird. Like, me and my pop, I love my pops to death, but me and my pops, like, we just. Oh wait, hold on. Pardon the masculinity. Pardon the masculinity. Shirts in stock. Link down in the description. Anyway, like I was saying, me and my pops are just, but I don't know if that just comes from a black family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how we do. Like, we just.
Maybe part of that. I also would say proximity. So if I didn't live in the same city, maybe it wouldn't be like that. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm blessed to have them here, I think, because we do have very close relationships. Yeah.
I've seen it, and like, I've sat down, like, and like looked at it and was like, oh wow, like, it kind of redefines to me how families should be interacting with each other in a positive way, like being able to look at that, because I'm just like, okay, yeah, like, you guys are like a little TV show.
Oh.
Yeah. No, for real. Like I'm looking at it like, oh, this is real. This is a little TV show. Shout out to XXX. Yo, the Patreon game, the inner circle be turning up. Oh, she surrounds herself with LGBT people.
Maybe, right?
She thinks they will back her up if it's against a heterosexual man. Oh, I see what he's saying. I had an ex that found out the hard way they don't condone grimy behavior. I think what he's saying is that she surrounds herself with those that are not heterosexual because she thinks they're going to back her up against her heterosexual situation, meaning with XXX. I had an ex that found out the hard way some don't condone grimy behavior. I found out the second sentence is confusing me. I had an ex that found out the hard way some don't condone grimy behavior. Shout out to XXX. I appreciate the $10 super chat. You understand what I'm saying? XXX, there's a lot of typos in there, bro. So I'm having a hard time to react off of that without understanding the original intent of the message. So feel free to send me another message and I'll read that one off if I see it in the normal comments. But appreciate that, bro. Let me go back down in there. Whoa. Chat just skipped on me. You saw that shit?
Yeah.
You saw that shit? Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on. Oh, shout out to ND. ND, man. Patreon gang. What's good, my G? Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well, my G. If her bills are past due, that's a huge red flag. Here's the thing. You'll never know. I mean, unless she asks you for money. Tricks don't ask me for money. Okay, they know better. Okay.
What if you showed up to her place to pick her up and she let you in and you saw it on the table? What would you do?
I would think it's a trap. I would think that she put the bill on the table for me to watch it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
No,
you wouldn't ask?
Number one, why is your bills out on the counter like that? Like, I don't. If I'm inviting someone into my crib, I'm gonna take bills off of the table. You know, or I have my bills on my phone.
What if she's rushing, getting ready, and you're outside like, hey, I'm ready. 5 minutes go by and she's like, and this goes back to your late thing though too. So she's already running late.
I mean, she's already running late, and she's got bills overdue.
And then you go into the place wherever you're picking her up, and there's a bill.
Yeah, but why is she rushing? Like, why is she not making sure that her time is more appropriate, not to get her baggage off of the kitchen table?
Facts.
No, if I see that and I'm just dating, I'm going to ignore it, and she might be downgraded to pure viscosity. Hopefully, everyone in the chat knows what I'm talking about when I say viscosity. Talking about the innards, okay? Hold on, let me just see. Okay. Shout out MGTOW Indy, man. I haven't seen you in a while, my G. Hope all is well, man. Shout out to Adonis. Adonis going in. Sorry, definitely a typo on my end. It's all good, my G. Okay. Just make sure that you're checking the super chats before you send it in so we can properly react to what you guys are saying. If she tries to complain to the waiter about the wrong food given to the man, she's a lot of word. Oh my God, she's trying to be an alpha. She's trying to be a controller. You understand what he's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like she sees something wrong on your plate and then she wants to.
And freaks out and wants to control the situation and wants to make sure that you are feeling secure and that you have the voice. You'll be all right. And if you're really not all right, then you will say something. You got to trust that. You should trust that the gentleman within that situation should be a leader enough in his right to handle the conversation. Shout out again, everybody's down into the building. We got 280 likes. I would appreciate to get over 300. There's some of y'all that down in there that are ear hustling. I would appreciate if you would ear hustle with the entrance fee of a like on the video. I would wholeheartedly appreciate that. Okay. Shout out to Amazing Productions. Always down into the building. I appreciate the $10 super chat, my G. How's your cup doing? I'm getting kind of low. I was kind of slow sipping because I only had a few ice cubes. Well, we got way more over there. Chewing on it. Yeah, well, we got way more over there. All right, you want to continue? I'll refill. I didn't bring mine over like you did. All right, you go refill. All right. Because I got my shit over here. Yeah. They like, how tall is she? I know. I had to sit on something. Don't embarrass me. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my my God. This guy.
I was like,
I did what?
yeah. She sat down and she was like down here.
Whoa,
And I was like,
whoa,
she was
not quite down that far.
You were like down there. I was like, let me go get a pillow.
My gosh.
Let me. I had to do it. I had to do it.
Man.
I had to do it. Shout out again to everybody that's down into the building. Okay. Shout out everybody that's down into the building. I had to snitch. All right. Shout out again to Amazing. I appreciate the $10 super chat, my G. Shout out to Dead Set. Dead Yet Alive. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Primitive masculine traits are key in legit sexual desire, such as dominance, aggression, power, ability to fight and kill an MF if he has to. Shout out to Dead Yet Alive. I appreciate the $5 super chat. I'm gonna save this for when she comes back because I can't answer this. I'm gonna let Liz answer this one. Shout out to Hex. I see your question. I talked about the talent show earlier. I'll bring it back around when we're getting ready to conclude. I appreciate that, my G. Thank you for the reminder. I'll bring this one back up when she comes back down in there. Dead, because I think it's a good question to ask her. But y'all already know my goddamn response on that one. You already know. Okay. Shout out to Will Flint. Thank you so much, bro, for the $5 super chat. When you reach a certain platform of success, casual relationships become problematic and worrisome. Okay. Running the risk for baby mama drama is a no-go. Let me drop up to this quick comment. I want to get your quick response on this real quick. Primitive. You want to read this one out loud? I want you to read this, understand this, and give them an answer.
Primitive masculine traits, hey, are key in legit sexual desire, such as dominance, aggression, power, ability to fight and kill somebody if you have to. Thoughts? I do agree. I guess the only reason that I am a little bit slow to respond is because I was actually just thinking as I got some more red cup that, you know, one of the things that I often wonder about is related to my typical independence and how I act as an independent female, in my opinion. So I often wonder if that inflicts negatively on this primitive masculine desire in general for a man to be the dominant one and take control and this and that. But I do agree that there is something refreshing in an odd way about feeling like I can relax a little bit and feel a little bit of that dominance come in, because I can say, I know damn well I'll take care of myself and I can do it just fine. But for you to then be a partner in that activity and then also to sometimes assert maybe a level of dominance or that power, there is something sexy about that. But there's a balance. There is a balance.
As long as she's doing it in a way that's not putting you in danger, I would assume. Right? Because a lot of dudes who want to flex power, but it's in a risky way.
Not in a risky way at all. And when I think about it, it's usually, to me, what it means is challenging my perspective, challenging what I thought was truth, and maybe saying, have you ever thought of it this way? Have you considered X, Y, or Z as it relates to maybe my job or a thought I had for school or something along those lines?
Facts. There it is. They get alive. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Fantastic question. Okay. Fantastic question. Will Flint, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. When you reach a certain platform of success, casual relationships become problematic and worrisome. Yeah. Here's the thing. This is actually ranged true in my life as well. I think that the more success that I've driven, the more that I have to worry about being trapped, the more that I have to worry about of someone seeing me as a come up, as a lick, as an opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? But within that, I have never, this is funny, Liz Cassidy. Shout out to Nels. Shout out to Nels. But here's the thing. I've been a very good deflector of bullshit throughout my life. Okay, why? Because I take this this red flag shit and I implement it within my strategies going forward. Okay. As you guys start to work on and becoming into whoever it is that you want to be, and you start to see the wins on the wins on the wins. All right. Do not let your ego over encumber. Do not let your ego over encumber reality. You understand what I'm saying? Let the red flags be the red flags. Okay. Don't think it's because, no, she's doing it because, I'm awesome. That's the reason. No. Okay. The red flags would be the red flags. Use red pill methodology to know, love, and understand components of nature. If you don't, you're going to be up shit's creek with no paddle. Trust me. Okay. Shout out to Ashley. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Of the chick doesn't let you hit on the first date. It just means she didn't let you hit, not because she's the relationship type. Shout out to Ashley. Yeah. That's actually a fantastic point. I think depending upon the mood that you can set up for her, right? She's gonna find you utterly attractive. Listen, and there's some that have some like religious hook, right? There's some that there's some that was high level of giving up their viscosity in their early 20s, found whether they found Jesus or they just want higher standards for themselves and they just don't give it up to everybody. But there's always somebody who they give it up to within meeting in the first. Like, I feel like women in general know within the first 5 minutes of meeting whether or not they want you inside of them. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's human nature. We know immediately if we would.
There used to be a lot of marketing in the 90s, how men think about sex like every 7 seconds. Like, I think that women think about it just as much as men do, but just outwardly show it in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Okay. I had to make sure that I got some confirmation. Shout out to Ashley. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, my G. All right. Let me go back down in there and let me see. There was Ashley. Oh, there's a bunch of super chats that came in. Hold on. Okay, Ashley. Shout out to Declaration for the 5,000. Is that
what's CRC?
Croat? No. CRC.
I don't know.
Where's CRC? Costa Rica? Costa Rican bucks? Shout out to the 5,000 Costa Rica bucks. That's a lot of inflation. Okay. That's happened over there. That's probably about a $10 super chat. I appreciate you, Declaration. Declaration, you're a part of the Patreon, right? Your name look. Yeah, I think that you are, my G. Shout out. Oh, turn on the Jeopardy music by accident. Shout out to Declaration. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Appreciate that, my G. Red flag. She willingly stuck with bad men in the past and is trying to do things the right way with you. This often turns into making you atone for the sins of previous men on top of being a catch. I come across this as well. I come across for me, okay, requirements. For whoever else has been in the no requirements. All right. It's just I feel like this person right here can blow a back out. So I'm gonna let them blow a back out. But because I am a potential catch, I don't know why, but because I'm a potential catch, requirements are created. Requirements are made. Or you disagree with me?
No, I am reading it more as once we're past the dating and once we're a little bit further into a relationship, that the concern is related to the compensation of what said female hasn't learned from her past horrible relationships. And then in turn, maybe the baggage that comes with it is kind of projected onto you / then changes the view of you, because even if you're not like the best of the best kind of guys, because she's had such horrible relationships, you are. And she just doesn't know that, maybe you are for her, or maybe you're just better than the worst.
Shout out to Kenneth Falk, a part of the Patreon gang. Did we mention women with claws excess of 3 inches? Yeah, they got long. I don't even. There's certain things that don't even pop into my mind because they've been off my table since I've been 16. Yeah, if they got nails that go out that far,
Gosh.
hood booger mentality. I don't want you. I don't want you. Get away from me.
That's
Sorry, I
so
can't
nice.
sing. I can't sing. You like that?
It's
You
a
like
good
that?
tune.
See, you like that? Anyway. Shout out to Declaration. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Shout out to Nels O. She's not around anymore, bro. Huh? Oh. Damn, MTR. You being nicknamed a Hulk up in here. What does that even mean? What does that even? What does a Hulk mean?
Oh boy.
Oh.
Cruising
I gotta start reading these goddamn
There's some funny stuff.
chats beforehand. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Answered it. All right. I'm looking at the chat. Hold on. Give me a second. As a black police officer, I probe her. Wait. Okay, let me read it here. War Dog. War Dog, what's good? It's first time seeing you down here, my G. Okay. You want to read that one?
As a black police officer, I probe about her thoughts on officers. If she is in the all cops
I'm reading
are
the chats.
bad.
Go ahead. Read it. Don't mind me.
All cops are bad. F12, defund the police camp. She belongs to the streets. Interesting question, because it's actually something that I've been having a lot of conversations about. As I mentioned earlier in the chat, I have a lot of black dating experience and friends, et cetera, and haven't actually dated a white guy before. And also from my perspective, I have a white brother-in-law police officer who's a sheriff. So I've had some really important conversations with my family and friends, et cetera. So I'm not sure if I'm in a camp per se, but absolutely I am on board with Black Lives Matter right now and everything that we're doing in support of that. So defunding the police is a completely different question, a little bit more political than I thought we were probably getting at right now. But I think it has a lot of different meanings at this point in time. And if I'm being honest and talking about what I think we should be doing is, reinvesting in different places, then for sure. And all respect, thank you for what you do. And I don't know if we want to elaborate on that one anymore.
I mean, I think this conversation might take us a little bit outside of the original topic, and I know there's a lot of people that don't want to talk about this. However, I was actually thinking about it the other day. Defunding the police doesn't make. I know you didn't ask this question, War Dog, but I don't think it makes a lot of sense at all. If anything, I would say they actually need more money, right? And I say that because it's obviously there's shitty human beings that have sneaked past the front gates, right? And shitty human beings that haven't been continued to been trained appropriately, that have sneaked past the front gates, right? So I think the lack of that understanding has to do with a funding, right? Like now, but I do think there has to be changes in how you tax those that are perpetrators of it. Yeah, I think there has to be changes in the tax of how you, right? Like for example, I think that if a civil lawsuit gets put across towards a cop that has killed somebody and it is their fault, and I think that pensions should be affected, right? I think that, and the reason for that is like, I think one of the largest problems that I have with this police brutality situation, as brought up by George Floyd, is specific to 4 other people stood by and watched it happen. So it tells to me that there is some type of law in the land where you're not going to snitch, where you're not going to tell, where you're going to allow it to happen. So I'm just like, but if you start to affect the pockets of people that allow the bullshit to continue, I think it starts to nip a component of the BS in the bud. You see what I'm saying? That wasn't your question. I just wanted to interject. But yeah, I think people that have very, how do you put it? surface level ideologies, right? Who looked at an Instagram photo and said, yeah, that's now how I think about things, without asking why. Why do you think about that? Yeah, she can't think for herself. Dudes too, this should be one of your red flags. If he can't think for himself,
yes.
If he can't think for himself and then figure out, like, I think, like, at the end of the day, like, the change that we want to happen, I think you have to influence it from an economic perspective. Okay, it has to be. Once you start to affect dollars, you start to affect change. Look at our government parties. Look at them. Okay, the ones that have the most amount of funding in dollars get much more of those issues that those fundings in dollars are tied to put forward and on a ballot, right? In policing, in corporations, right? Like, all of these different facets. Money is the key indicator of how you affect change. I know that's not where you wanted the question to go, War Dog, but I felt like it had to be said. Okay. Shout out to War Dog. Okay. Shout out to WAP. WAP, WAP, WAP. Every time I look at it, I think about that song. WAP, 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 WAP. Shout out to WAP Trader. Okay. Liz, are you? Oh, whoa. I gotta read them before I put them up. I've been doing a bad job, but do you want to answer this?
So bad.
I'm doing so. You like
no
it?
filter over here.
Do you want to answer that?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So the question is related to if I'm open to polygamy with a strong Black man. And my immediate response is I don't really want to be in a polygamous relationship. And that I would super love to find my one human, whatever they might look like, who's my partner in crime, whatever that means. So props not, but that's a whole nother conversation.
However, let's say that you came across a young gentlemanly scholar, okay, that had all the pieces to your puzzle, okay, that you wanted to solve for. But, he just had another situation, okay?
Shareable.
She had a shareable, he has a shareable situation, and she's down. She's ready to ride, okay? She's a good lady. You had a conversation with her. She's a nice human being. You understand what I'm saying? You guys gel. You kick it off, okay? You hit it off, okay? You like her, you like him, all right?
I can't say for sure what I would do.
I don't hear a no.
I haven't been in said situation where I would have ever felt that comfortable to say for sure. That sounds great. I don't think it usually works out in the long run, especially if there's strong-willed individual humans involved, which would include myself with a strong opinion. But, I mean, life's weird. You never know.
So the answer to this question is actually yes, because you are open.
Well, I guess.
Red cup talking the goddamn building. Liz, put your goddamn cup up in the air. Salud. Fantastic question, WAP Trader. Fantastic question. Salud. Salud. There it is. You ready?
Not a hard no.
Where your cup at?
I refill.
Salud. Let me drop the Patreon down in there real quick so you guys can click on that shit. Nailed it. WAP Trader, I see you. Cool. Cool. Liz is cool. Nice. Nice. Sharing is caring.
You're stupid.
Shout out to the dark magic. Wow, what's good, my G? It's good to see you. It's 2020. What's a relationship? Signed, a savage. Hey, listen, people who want to get married, that's what relationships are for. My opinion.
It's rough out here.
It's rough out here for a G. Okay, guys, I just dropped the Patreon down in there. If you guys want to join the inner circle, Leo, that's hilarious. If you guys want to join the inner circle, if you want to be involved with conversations in the Discord server that we have on a private level, the private basis, go up there. Okay, after the stream, see what's good, see what's popping, see the things that we have in store. All right, I'm over here working for y'all. Okay, trying to create a community over here that you guys can be proud of. Trying to create a community over here where we have real consistent clear, concise conversations. You understand me? I can't do that without your guys' support. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay? Appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to the Patreon gang that's down into the building right now. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is. Okay? Shout out to Don the Magic One. I appreciate again the $2 super chat. Let me go back down in there. Shout out to Malcolm, another Patreon supporter. Fashion Nova. Can't wear it everywhere. Do you wear Fashion Nova? No, right?
Me?
Yeah.
So, funny story. I actually found something I super loved. I was getting ready for a trip to Vegas last year, bachelorette. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to find something super sexy up on here. This shit was not sexy on me. And I was so sad. I tried a few items from them. I'm pretty sure I still have a gift card online that I can use, but I'm kind of short, as we joked about earlier. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you want a pillow right now.
Just to be clear, I'm 5'2", okay? Anyway, but I felt like it just kind of drowned me out, and I was really sad because I thought it would be so cute. So I tried. But agree. Some of the stuff, it's not something that you wear to a nice dinner sometimes, or some of it can be, but I'm guessing that's not what he's talking about.
Shout out to amazing production. Shout out my G. I appreciate you 100. Okay. She watches the real anything but Real Housewives. He's not talking about you, but he means
in general,
what's a red flag.
Yeah. That shit.
Yeah, any reality TV, if that's how she chooses to spend her time outside of Real Housewives. That's what you spend your time on. Go ahead.
Right. I was gonna say I even have a hard time with my friends if they're spending their time on that. Because I'm like, why are you wasting your energy? Why are you using the few hours you have in the evening to do that? And sometimes, I'll admit, sometimes I need that mindless show too. So I totally get a mindless kind of activity of sorts. You can't be on 100% all the time. You need something to decompress with. But some of those activities, I'm like, oh, it just feels so ugly and not productive. But my opinion.
Is. Yeah, no, I believe it. Shout out to Amazing Productions. Fantastic contribution. Oh, Kyle, what's good, my G? Hood booger mentality. Kyle, we got to link up. Listen, bro, I created a song. Listen, for everyone that's down into the chat, all 280-something of y'all, turn your post notifications on. I don't know what day I'm going to drop it, but I created a video where I illustrate the Hood Booger song. Okay. We're going to have a conversation about it. We got to talk about it. Okay. We got to talk about it. Shout out to Kyle. Kyle's been on the show before, by the way. He's been on the show before.
Kyle.
That's Kyle.
Kyle.
That's Kyle. He's in town.
Hi, friends.
He's in town. That's why we're going to end this shit early so we can figure out how we link up with everybody. Shout out to Don Magic One. She hasn't actually dated a white guy before. Hey, sugar, Black Lives Matter. you said you haven't, right?
No. They don't ask me out is the thing. So
you just don't respect their calls.
False. There has been one guy that
gave me a false.
False.
There's been one.
There have been 3 in grand total of my whole life from middle school on. I'm not joking. So one was in college. I thought for sure finally I was gonna get my white guy. My senior year, I was single, blah, blah, blah. He ended up telling me that I was too much of a temptation, and he had a fiance who was studying abroad in Africa. So I kicked him out of my house and told him, obviously, we can't be around each other then if you're tempted by me and you're engaged.
It's a big red flag.
The next one was somebody at work who I thought was asking me out to lunch and showing interest and telling me about all of his family trips and this and that because he might have been interested. He's a white guy. So one of his trips that he was telling me about via our IM Skype kind of deal was to Florida. And I'm like, oh, that sounds so great. Love Florida, blah, blah, blah. Do you have any big plans or is it more just a free flow vacation? And he said, oh, kind of plans. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. What are you doing? And he said, oh, I'm getting married. And I was like, oh. I literally sat back from my computer at work damn, I misread that.
Yeah.
Misread it. And then I did have one guy who actually did take me out on a couple dates. So props to him. He's the only one who legit has taken me out on a few dates.
You know what's interesting? Although I know, like, you've been on a couple of dates with those, you've been on a couple of dates with dudes that are white, but like mostly what you are probably would describe to be yourself interested in is black dudes, right? Mm-hmm. So within that being said, I think what I found interesting, like if I look at your family, mm-hmm. your family's like a TV show. for facts. I mean, it's like very pleasant human beings, very happy, like step by step, day by day.
They're cool.
Right over, get it anyway.
We're blended. We love each other. It's fine.
Y'all don't know. There's a bunch of 20-year-olds in the chat. They don't know that old. To make it better, the second time around. There's a bunch of youngies in the chat. They don't know the old school sitcoms. You understand what I'm saying?
Google it. Yeah.
They gotta look for that. You understand what I'm saying? But with that, I think it's interesting because you're from the family perspective, very step by step-ish, like cool white family, right? But then what you're interested in from a dating perspective, a little bit different.
Yeah. And I'd also say curious who I feel is interested in me. So
facts.
I haven't been asked out on dates.
So you're more interested in those that are interested in you.
Well, that seems to be the population that
are interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. The Dawn. Appreciate that wholeheartedly. Hey, sugar.
Hey.
He says.
So.
Listen, the Dawn of magic. Okay, Adonis, I just saw a super chat coming from you, your fun size. Oh, when we talking about you being 5'2".
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I am on a pillow.
She is on a pillow. Fun size 5'2". Yeah, I was 5'2" in high school. I tell people that and they're like, what? They're like, what?
Whoa.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer. That's why I look young now. I'm 34 right now. That's why I look young, because when I was 19, I looked like I was 14. Whoa. Yeah, that's why. Shout out to everybody's down into the building. Let me throw this up just so you savages can remember. Drop a like on the video. Would wholeheartedly appreciate that. Okay. Wholeheartedly appreciate that. We got dope amount of concurrent viewers. I appreciate you guys. Let's continue this conversation. All right. Shout out to Leo with the 20 Canuck bucks. Yeah, she can't cook.
Such a good one.
Boom. Can you cook?
Yeah, I can cook.
There's stereotypes with you not being able to add on the appropriate levels of seasoning. Okay, but were you taught different through your dating relationships?
I think I was, and because I happen to have to get crafty with my vegetarian ways.
Oh, you're a vegetarian.
It's true. I'm a vegetarian, so they can get kind of boring. You know, if you don't learn how to spice it up. So you got to learn some things. And
all right, so I'm going to ask you a very intimate question.
Oh, boy.
What's your spice cabinet look like?
Oh, God, so many things.
Come on, let's talk about it.
I use a lot of curry, paprika, and cayenne. Red pepper flakes, garlic salt, everything bagel seasoning. That's the stuff, man.
Okay.
I don't even know. I've got ginger and all sorts of things. I don't cook hamburgers and like grill stuff that way. But I love Thai, especially. Thai vegetables are like one of my favorite things. And then, just gotta spice it up. So even if it's not like a seasoning, you gotta have like the sriracha or some hot sauce that's flavored and like from Belize or from Jamaica or from somewhere besides here. Although just classic, red hots is fine sometimes. But you might want to throw something else in there too, because it can really spice things up.
There it is. Listen, I think that it's I think like at the end of the day, I'm not a cooker. Okay. Not a cooker. I feel like Old Bay is something that I have down in here. My Spanish side of my family, we got some adobo. Okay. You got to get the adobo popping. You understand what I'm saying? The other ones, I'm drawing a blank on everything else. Mm-hmm. I'm drawing a hard blank.
Because you just like throw it together. You just kind of do stuff and like spice it up.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah, you got to talk about it. You got to talk about it. Okay. Fantastic question, Leo. Appreciate the 20 Canuck bucks. I'm going to try to keep with the good work. You understand what I'm saying? But I can't keep with the good work unless, you understand, we get good opinions down up in here. So I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate the questions. Yes, hydration. I appreciate you sharing your perspective on the cop situation. MTR, I agree. Much peace and respect, brother. Namaste. All right.
Namaste.
I'm hydrating with you from Houston. Shout out, my G. Oh, I need a refill. Where your cup at?
Wow, you're really thirsty. I'm doing okay.
Salud, my G. Cheers. Hopefully you cheers me in the video, okay, in the camera. Understand? I gotta get a refill.
Really do. He like pretend sipped actually on that one, I think.
No. It was a little.
It was like a little drop. Just saying. It's fine. Fill up. Buttercup.
Oh, you don't call me a grown. You don't call a grown ass man buttercup. All right.
My bad.
All right.
But I do appreciate the namaste as well. That's
you appreciate the namaste?
Yes.
We should wait when we end this shit. We should go like do something. Listen, I'm tight. I've been working out. You understand me? Here's the thing. I haven't been able to get on my workout shit the way that I want to because the gyms are closed.
Yeah.
You understand me? But at the end of the day, like, I got a pull-up bar over there. I got some like pirouettes for push-ups and like abs and shit like that. Cause you got to make sure that the vascularity is clear, present, and dangerous. Okay. You can't let, the gym's not being open, allow your muscles to atrophy at the end of the day. Okay. A little sore. Okay. We gotta work on it. We gotta go on. We gotta do some yoga or something like that. We gotta figure it out. Okay. Shout out to Yus. Okay. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. Here's the thing. I think that it's a very complicated situation, one of which I feel a little bit weird about talking about on the channel because when I post up videos about my thoughts on it, people don't watch the video, right? People don't watch the video. So I'm just like, all right, well, if they're not going to watch the video, me spending time in putting up content about thoughts and real actions, real solutions when it comes to that may not be advantageous for me. But I appreciate that, my G. Anywhere where I can sneak in my thoughts in order to proliferate a better tomorrow, then let's do it. Shout out to Yes. I appreciate that, bro. Okay. Yes. Declaration. I saw you down in there, bro. Declaration. Where you're at. Okay, here you go. There are plenty corny step-by-step. Step by step. Day by day.
Stuck in our head.
It's a good damn song. Shout out to Declaration. I appreciate that. I'm glad to know not all y'all too young enough to know what the hell I was singing. You understand me? I appreciate that. Shout out to Dawn Magic One. Hey, MTR, let us know. Oh.
Oh.
I bet she got a little gymnast lower half. I'll let Liz answer that. How about that? I can't.
My little wagon.
Hey.
My caboose.
Is that why you think that
I think I fit in clothes normal for somebody of my height. We were actually just talking about this with what was that song that came out with 6ix9ine and freaking Nicki Minaj?
Oh, she got a new boob job for that?
Oh my gosh, she got her boobs look ginormo and amazing. But I was saying, like, somebody like Kim Kardashian who is about my size, I'm like, dang, all that body on my size human just makes me anxious because, like, I fit in like a 0 or 2 women's clothing and like her booty and her boobs sure can't. Like, there is no way. But
there it is.
I've also gone through phases where I don't have any booty when I run a lot. So
yeah, you gotta stop running.
I gotta do those squats, gotta get that squat game up. I've learned, get that walk in, get the hill walk, get the squat game, those lunges, all that work. It helps when you're running far distances.
There it is. All right, guys, listen, I've gone through my list. You've gone through your list.
Yeah.
All right, so I feel like we've completed the task here today as per the title of the video. Guys, I appreciate the ride here today. We made it 2.5 hours. Here's where I usually open up the phone lines and then it goes another 2.5 hours, but like there's just no way. can't do it today, guys. I can't do it. I can't do it today, guys. Oh, one more game. One more game. Cheers. Salud, my G's. Salud. You back again for another Red Cup Talk. Listen, we getting messages like this. Liz is the MVP. They appreciate you. All right.
Appreciate you guys.
We got to make sure that we come back and enter into a different conversation in order to try to inform the discussion a bit forward. I also want to do a dating coach reaction as well. Yeah. I want to do a dating coach reaction. I want to do like an AMS video. We throw it on and I want to, because that's when we really get to pressure test your ideas, right? That's when we really get to pressure test it. Also, too, I just saw a reminder. Let me also shout this out as well. Let me share my screen. The Red Cup Talent Show. Shout out to Hex. I appreciate the reminder, my G. I just saw that. The Red Cup Talent Show. Come through next goddamn Friday. Do you create videos? You create YouTube videos? What's good? All right. Let's talk about it. What do? All right. You got 5-ish minutes to talk about what you do. Okay. All right. You do music? What do? You want to rap? You want to throw on a beat and hit a couple? You want to do a pre-recorded video? You want to show a music video? What's good? Let's talk about it. You do art? What's good? You want to display your art website? Let's talk about it. Okay. All right. You created a product, right? You got some service, something that you do to solve a problem. All right. You just need a degree of a platform to be able to show. That's what we're going to do next Friday. For my normal Red Cup time. Listen, there's a bunch of other things that I could do from a Red Cup Talk perspective. That's outside of trying to give you guys a platform. Okay. Because it's going to go on the channel afterwards. All right. Trying to give you guys a platform. Come through. What is it that you do? You got 5 minutes. Let's talk about it. All right. Leave your contact information. Okay. And then we'll go from there. You understand me? Listen, at the end of the day, if I'm not trying to give back, I'm not going to sit up here and try to act like, I got all the answers to shit. But I know one thing is for sure. We can't do anything. We can't do much of anything without opportunity. All right. We can't do much of anything without opportunity. All right. Nothing without opportunity. So, I've gone on and I've spent a lot of time trying to create a platform and you guys up in here watching. All right. But what are you working on? All right. What are you working on? Is there anything that you want to show? Let's do it. Okay. Because that's your talent. That's your why. That's your purpose. I can't talk about why and purpose unless I try to proliferate yours as well. You understand me? I can't talk about that. That's disingenuous for me to do. All right. That's disingenuous for me to do. Let's talk about it. We're going to see how this first Red Cup talent, it might be shit. Who knows? I don't give a shit. Hashtag progress over perfection. All right. Hashtag progress over perfection. All right. Don't complain that you're not given opportunities. All right. You got shit that you want to show, but you're not ready. What I tell you guys, preparation plus opportunity equals success. All right. Work on your shit. All right. Oh, if you like, oh shit, it's next Friday. I got to do work on your shit. All right. The 2 of the Call of Duty sessions that you was thinking about doing on Monday and Tuesday, ignore them. All right. Get on your shit. Get on your why. Get on your purpose. Let's get it popping. Come in here ready, willing, and able to go. You understand what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Red Cup Talent Show. How you think about that? Red Cup Talent Show.
I love it. I think it's a great platform.
Yeah.
I hope everybody participates. So show off your stuff.
Show off your shit. Let's talk about it. Shout out to Amazing Productions. Clock strikes 12, turn 27. Oh, it's your birthday, Amazing.
Awesome.
Happy birthday, Amazing. Happy birthday. 27 was a great year for me. I was still in school at that time. Okay. I was slaying. Jesus. Oh, it's gross. Oh, I was abroad when I was 27.
Hey-o.
Yeah, I was in Finland. When I was 27. Shout out to Amazing. All right. Shout out to Amazing. I appreciate that, my G. Let us know. Happy birthday to you, man. Happy birthday to you. All right. Shout out to Don Magic One. Let me get sugar. Let me get some sugar. Hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Hey.
Hey. Shout out to Don. The Magic One. Yeah, they be having me. Listen, I got the best subs on the planet, yo. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you for that reminder. Yeah. Don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate that, guys. 100. All right. Have a good one and be safe. I appreciate that, dog. I appreciate that as well, my G. Listen, we got over 300 likes. That's down in here. 200 viewers that are still watching our ugly mugs. That's crazy. That's crazy. There it is. And I think that was the last super chat. Anything to say before we get out of here, Liz?
Cool. Appreciate being here. Appreciate everybody watching.
There it is. There it is. You have fun?
Of course.
Would you come back and grace us with your knowledge?
I would absolutely come back.
All right. Let's do that. We'll have you back. Okay. I think you coming for the Midwest Cutie Pie title. Okay. I think you coming for it. All right.
Cool.
There it is. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. I got an Instagram as well. Feel free to follow me at the Instagram as well to drop me your video requests specific to Instagram. If you got YouTube shit, maybe do that once in a while. But the Instagram short clips, I really like those to be able to react to, okay? Only a part of the Patreon gang am I requested and will I actually react to shit that you suggest. If you want an Instagram, if it's good, I might react to it. But if you're on the Patreon, I will react to shit that is specific to that. Also, shout out to the Patreon gang as well, because we be talking in the Discord, and I appreciate all of y'all participation. It's a community up there, and I'm happy to be connecting with y'all, okay? Until next time, YouTube. Peace! You like that shit? That's what you call masculinity. Peace.